Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ePass.
You've heard of karma, but have you heard of CARMA? It's like karma, but on the road. So when you let someone merge, good karma. Leave space between cars, good karma. These little daily driving habits can help you keep calm and in control. Learn more at drivesmartflorida.org.
Russ Rollins here. Hey, it's been 3 years since Life Imaging FLA started right here in Central Florida. And man, I'm really proud to be associated with them. You know why? Because in just 3 years, they've seen over 28,000 patients and saved between 400 to 500 lives right here in Central Florida. I've had actually a good friend of mine. He went to Life Imaging FLA, found out he had a bunch of blockage in his heart, had to go to the hospital and have stents put in, and it saved his life. That's a personal friend. I've had a bunch of listeners telling me the same thing. You should do this. I did it for myself. I found out I have no blockage. 80% of the people that visit there find out they have peace of mind. They don't have any blockage. But other people find out they have blockage in their heart, and it has to, they have to get it taken care of, and it saves lives. It's Life Imaging FLA. Pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, and say the keywords free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. There's a few minimum requirements, but it's a $699 value that is worth it. It's Life Imaging FLA. Make sure you tell them that Russ Rollins and the Monster sent you.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
ThatmortgageguyDon.com. Going to nursing school can change your life, but that doesn't mean it's easy. You have commitments, family, a job. At Galen College of Nursing, we understand that, which is why we provide one-to-one tutoring support and assigned academic advisors who will work with you to keep you on track from day one. You can change the course of your life and the lives of people counting on you. Because we believe the better we care for nursing students now, the brighter the future of nursing will be. Galen, the now approach to nursing education. Join us at galencollege.edu.
Listen to Real Radio in your smart home. Just tell Alexa to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio. Sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Insurance companies don't want you to hire an attorney so they can pay you pennies on the dollar for your injuries. But I don't cost you a dime unless I get you money. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. Don't get pushed around by the insurance companies. Just call Mo.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. I think we can all agree that plumbing issues are the worst, and it's always great to have a seasoned professional ready to go if you happen to run into those problems. Enter Modern Plumbing Industries. From houses to high-rises, these guys are Central Florida's plumbing company. Employee-owned and in business since 1975. Their integrity and workmanship are second to none, and they have some great deals as well. If you mention the Jim Colbert Show, you'll receive $50 off your service call. Book your appointment today at 407-327-6000 or hop online at modernpi.com.
Since 1984, Solar Source has helped Central Florida homeowners beat rising energy costs. Now, during the Solar Source Price Rewind event, they're offering pre-2020 pricing, a deal you may never see again. So there's no pressure with them, no gimmicks, just expert guidance. And for a limited time, Solar Source will honor any pre-2020 solar electric quote while supplies last. Join over 75,000 homeowners who've already made the switch. Join solarsource.com/monsters to get your quote today.
We promised you a first-class country music cruise, and the first sailing of Top Shelf Country Cruise delivered. The bar's set, and nothing less will do. In March 2027, we're setting sail on the luxurious Celebrity Summit, departing from Tampa, stopping in Bimini, Key West, and Cozumel. See performances by headliner Riley Green, Chris Young, Lauren Elena, Randy Houser, and more. Your favorite country stars will be on board. Will you be? Book any available cabin at TopShelfCountryCruise.com.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Reese Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. WIN. W-I-N. WIN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie starts now.
It is Wednesday, May 13th, 2026. Lots to get to today. From I am so sorry to Hantavirus coverage has spiraled out of control, and another wild blind item drops online. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. C-Lane is here.
What's happening?
Josh is with us.
Good day.
And so are you. You can join us with the dispatch today. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right to the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Good. How are you? How you feeling? That'll make it better.
Good. You know what, Ish? I was kind of amazed. I think because of the catastrophic nature of yesterday's broadcast, I talked less and somehow I was screaming
more.
less. I didn't have to smile at all because the stream wasn't on for half the damn show.
You know what I did that I was very diligent at other days I screw up, but I totally forgot the stream was off, and I kept updating the keyword on my screen behind me, even though there was no stream. I realized that after the show, I'm cleaning everything up, and I went to turn my screen off, and I went, wait a second. You were better at this than a lot of days. Some days I go like 20, 30 minutes, and people are like, see, like, wrong keyword. You got the wrong keyword up. And then
you were
yesterday,
on point for an audience of one?
On point for an audience of 0.
All right, yeah. So we are back on track today. And even better than that, I've got, thanks to our friend Austin. I've got another monitor in the studio underneath the big studio screen where I can see HQ in real time. And so, now the interaction is just, on point, gorge. Look, fireworks. It's quite a moment here on the show. So this is going to be exciting. We'll see what happens here today on the show. It's going to be a weird time.
I also, Josh, just so you could see, wired it up to tell him to shut up. Time to go. Wrap it up. Go to break, brother.
To be fair, Josh, I need that one more than anything because I am getting really bad at this. There are times when we end the last segment of the hour and we're in the next hour.
This guy hates breaks.
I know. It's true. The guy who hated me for not taking breaks on time, that guy couldn't have been more right. You are very vindicated.
Long gone.
Probably, yeah. They all say they are, and then they're there. Then they are right there. All right, let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse, and see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to the UFC, everybody. That's
really?
Right.
Because when I saw what I can see from your laptop, I thought this was just an old episode of Crossfire.
It looks like these people are very mad at each other, but what this is to me is just an absolute masterclass in how much CTE is just painfully, obviously, the result of what happens when you fight in an octagon for a while. All right, I'm going to give you this. This is two of the top fighters in the UFC. They are having a joint meeting with a moderator about their fight and about how one of them was late recently to like a weigh-in or something. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But just these two guys are talking to each other. I'm going to play it, and I want you guys to do your best to figure out what the hell these individuals are saying to each other. Here we go.
Some fighters would be upset if their opponent was late to a media thing. Why were you not bothered?
All right, that's the moderator. That guy you can totally understand, right? No CTE in sight there. But what about this?
You know, I went to my room, laid down for another 20, 30 minutes, just waiting. You know, maybe I should have found something to do. But, you know.
All right, the other fighter raises his hand after whatever that was.
What mental age are we at here?
About 6. I mean, I don't even know if he's that far.
I went lay down for a while.
20, 30 minutes.
I got no idea what that guy said, the first fighter. The other fighter raises his hand like he's waiting for the teacher. And you see the moderator's like, is his hand up? This guy's raising his hand like we're in class right now.
I don't know, my dog.
I just don't, I don't intend with any intention.
You're a busy guy, I'm sure.
That wasn't intentional. I don't try to be late. I just wound up late.
Well, how we gonna make people pay attention? They know we're gonna fight already.
We ain't gonna be late to the fight.
I ain't talking about late. I'm talking about how we gonna get them to. Did you watch Hamza and Strickland last night?
Hamza and Strickland.
I have no idea what's
I
going
can
on.
understand the guy in the white T-shirt better than the other guy.
I don't think I understand either one of them, Josh.
Well,
what happens?
You're not well versed in Southern vernacular plus CTE.
That is not just Southern vernacular, just to be clear. I mean, that was blah, 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 blah. Sounds like the second half of Secret Show, somebody says. True. Very, very true. I don't know much about Ultimate Fighting Championships, but I know that seems bad, right? Whatever was happening right there seems bad. Usually doesn't happen to you until a lot later in your life, and we'll get to a clip of that in just a little bit here on the show. Okay, one thing going viral today, not a great day for the world of McDonald's. You know, a lot of McDonald's employees out there. C-Lane, total McDonald's employees in the United States of America. Josh, our guesses while he finds that. What do we think here?
Total employees in the U.S.
In the United States of America, total McDonald's employees.
Does that include corporate or just?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
1.2 million.
Oh my God. Oh, I now mine seems really dumb. 5,000 is what I was going to say.
5,000 employees.
Is that too little?
They have more stores than that.
Oh, they do have a lot. Okay, I'm going up. 55,000.
All right. McDonald's Corporation directly employs in its corporate offices and company-owned restaurants globally. I think this is not counting franchise. So it's going to be a little skewed.
This is globally too, it says.
No, company-owned restaurants globally, roughly 30% of this is based in the U.S. Oh, so maybe Sean is closer. It says 150,000 people.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
see,
I overshot it.
Now, my 5,000 guess was a little CTE focused, but I got there eventually.
No, 5,000 is 30% of 100. No, it's not. 5, 10, 15.
Well, we are not. I shouldn't have played that clip to start the show. If this is how we're going to go here.
No, 5,000 is really low.
We're doing math for about 23 minutes.
Just out of curiosity, what number did we land on for the United States?
So about 50,000.
50,000 McDonald's employees.
That's not including franchise. So this is It's really combined with franchisees. The McDonald's system employs roughly 2 million people worldwide.
Oh, damn it, man!
Nailed it.
He got closer. That is worldwide, but still, that's a lot of employees for McDonald's. Is the point? And that means stuff like this can happen. This was in Massachusetts, where some dumb woman who works in a McDonald's decided to film herself doing something that she knew would go mega viral. And here it is. Let's see what happened together. McDonald's is fighting back after this occurred today. She's putting the fries in her mouth, back into the box.
Ew.
Fries in her mouth, and then back into the fry box. She says, "You want fries today, right?" This woman.
No,
so
I don't.
She's sitting there mowing down a bunch of fresh McDonald's fries, fresh-ish
It
McDonald's
depends. Are
fries.
they hot still?
I can't tell. I don't know, but she shoved them in her mouth, which cooled them down a bit. And then she puts them into the McDonald's packaging afterwards, which, of course, is posted online, which, of course, ends up getting a whole bunch of attention and goes to show you what happens when you have that many employees at any sort of place like this. McDonald's employee videos herself shoveling French fries into her mouth and then back into the box, saying, so you want French fries today, right? The incident happened at a McDonald's in Southbridge, Massachusetts. That's where this went down, and was sent as a private message before leaking to the public. I wonder who sent it. Oh, boy, who could it have been if she sent it as a private message to somebody else? I mean, maybe the person you sent it to privately shared this, just maybe. The Spade and Balducci families, who own and operate the McDonald's location, say they have identified the suspects and they have been fired. Police are investigating the matter and have received numerous calls, online tips, and media inquiries. What are the online tips? You watch that video and you send in a tip to the police for the McDonald's worker? Like,
Sure.
What? Can you give us a description of her? Yes, she's a lady in a McDonald's outfit. Okay, what else do you know? Nothing really. That's all we can determine from this. The families released a joint statement saying, we proactively are working with local authorities and the local health department, who found no public health concerns or violations. The well-being and safety of our Southbridge community remains our top priority. Obviously not the first time anything like this has happened. I remember distinctly, was it Subway where the guy he had like a tub of salad or something and he was standing in the tub of salad.
I think so.
Oh my gosh, guys, it was team building day.
It was,
they were doing their salad stomp.
It was some sort of thing where like they had a whole foot inside the salad container. Then there was one, what was that McDonald's where the person was bathing in the sink?
I don't remember this.
Okay. Bathing in the sink work. I'm going to get something bad on this.
The way that they spell out this story, though, makes Southbridge, Massachusetts seem like it's run by a McDonald's, like two feuding McDonald's mafia families. They're like
Balduccis.
The Balduccis. The family has relieved the employees of their duties.
They gathered to discuss what had gone wrong here, I guess.
These kids, they're not making the McChickens right.
Here's the one I was talking about. This happens all the time at these places. Here's Burger King.
This internet video has Burger King and its customers awash with anger.
Awash.
The food giant and its patrons were caught off guard and disgusted when a worker at an Ohio restaurant posted this video of him bathing in a utility sink.
I love how they just show this stuff. There's some lady. This lady's walking down the street, Josh, just kind of enjoying her day. And they go, ma'am, with your gigantic Bluetooth, ma'am, with the biggest Bluetooth I've ever seen in your ear, can we get you to watch this video? Tell me what you think about this. The lady stares into a tiny little screen.
That Bluetooth used to be like, just the top evidence of douchebaggery. Remember you saw some guy in a suit wearing one of those things just talking to the air and you were like, I hate you, sir.
With a whole ass blue mouth on his ear, like
it's flashing blue.
This lady's like, oh my. Wow.
It's disgusting. It's degrading. They just simply don't care about anyone but themselves.
No, this is disgusting, degrading. They simply don't care about anybody but themselves. I just wonder, and the question that I asked to you is this like one-off stuff? Or do you think this kind of stuff is literally happening every day? There's too many fast food places, right?
I think there's enough fast food places that I'm sure something stupid happens every day.
Yeah.
These people, they don't make a whole lot of money. They want to have a little fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I had to pick the restaurant I'd rather eat at, I would be picking the guy in the bath. The guy in the bath is in a place that you put dirty stuff anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they're prepping the food in the sink at a McDonald's.
She's that is degrading. To whom?
Degenerate, degrading, and upsetting, she says, this lady.
Yeah, sure, you're not supposed to do that at work. You're having a little fun. Probably had to do this after hours because you know, if the doors were open, you probably had stuff to do. or maybe you were in a place where somebody could see you. I think that of all the egregious things you could do at a restaurant that people should be upset about, this guy didn't mess with anybody's food.
No, not that guy. No, but the person putting the fries in her mouth and then back in the box, unless they didn't serve those, gross. Now what I want to hear from you today, it's confession time. We're bringing it back. We're bringing back confession time. All right, confession time on the show. Here's what I want from you. What is the most vulgar, disgusting, gross thing that you did at work like this sometime? All right, so this might have been to like you're working at a fast food place and you screw around with other people's stuff. Could be anything. But the most absolutely degenerate thing that you or a friend had done at work at some period of time, because we know this kind of behavior happens a lot. And I want you to come out with your confessions. We will absolve you afterwards if your confessions we feel are truthful and full. All right. But we want to know what is the worst thing that happened at your workplace. Maybe it was your first job, second job, third job. It's time for you to confess today.
What's yours?
Mine? Oh, I've told one that is certainly up there on the list. I've told the story about how I worked at the Papa John's and when I was like skipping school and making pizza for the school at the Papa John's and working as a 17-year-old while school was on. And at that Papa John's, they had 2 racks in the pizza oven. You know, you put it on the bottom, you put it on the top, and it slowly gets pulled through the oven. And by the time it comes out the other side, the pizza's ready. You cut it, you put it in the box, you cut it, and then you send it off on its journey to go be eaten. And the top pizza oven, for whatever reason, was missing about a 50-cent part. That was a little metal bumper that went all the way along the end of the top pizza oven. And so that meant if you weren't there to grab the pizza at the end of its journey, that son of a bitch would go right off and flop on the ground. And we had many a time when that pizza, because it didn't have the blocker at the end, would fall right off, and we would scoop it up. We would scoop it up at that Papa John's. We would try to fix it.
Off the ground?
Off the ground. We would fix it and like try to pull the cheese back together and then set it up in the box, and they'd be like, we don't have time to redo it. And they'd send it out. 100% that happened multiple times.
Ew.
Multiple times. Now, on the other side of this, I hear Josh, for his worst, most deranged thing at work, he sometimes answers the phones at the DeWitt law firm and just says, we can't help you with that case, even if it's a good one. Even if it's like, my God, this is a godsend. This case is going to be fantastic.
He says, injured on the go. Josh says no.
Just hangs up the phone. Boom. Just like that. So we want your confessions today on the show. Let's take your confessions. What have you done like that at a workplace throughout your life? As McDonald's responds and says, I am so sorry this happened with our employee.
I think for mine, and it's not totally my fault because I was compelled to do this by a coworker who held a higher position than me.
Mm-hmm.
But I was sent into a side room to take a picture of my genitals and upload them to the internet so that some app that identifies things that you take pictures of could identify my genitals.
Man, I wonder what job this was. That sounds terrible. That person should be fired and eradicated from the planet. Just my take on this. But that did happen. That was a long time ago in the show. Josh, what about you? Any confessions before we open it up to the audience for this? Anything you've done?
I'm a perfect person.
There's no way.
No, there was that one time when he was a lifeguard and he drowned a kid. He just
no.
Oh, I did.
He just waited for that last little bloop.
I may have enjoyed a little bit of something before showing up for work as a lifeguard one time.
The drunken lifeguard?
No,
the high lifeguard.
Stone.
On my
Stone.
high chair.
Everybody's done it. We want your stories of doing it today. Let us know as that McDonald's worker gets in huge trouble and the story begins to go viral. We have so much for you today. We'll kick into the emails in a bit. I've got a clip of an amazing rescue moment coming up this hour. In fact, when we come back, somebody who needed a rescue, boy, oh boy, there's a politician who might be a little too far up there in the years. What happened? Wait till you hear this audio because it is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Computers calculate, humans connect. Unless court ordered not to. Real Radio 104.1, guaranteed human.
Still looking at some slow traffic today in the Orlando area for those who plan to travel.
Hello, TNJ chat, YouTube, Twitch. Welcome in, welcome behind the scenes of the show. Thank you so much, those of you who made it through some portion of yesterday's live stream, for dealing with that. I appreciate that. We got the problem all buttoned up, number one. That's important, right? Number two, we now have a fix in case that happens again, so it should be seamless. That's what we try to do on this show. We figure out things like that. So I am sorry. I apologize profusely for the shortened, lower quality broadcast of the show yesterday. I apologize profusely. I stand here as a man apologizing. I hope you can forgive me. If you do forgive me, hit that like button on the YouTube stream. All right? Hit that like button on the YouTube screen. Introducing the new monitor. Can you see C-Lane? Can you see him? Well, might be hidden behind the camera a little bit. It's so gorgeous. Austin remounted the TV. It's safe now. And now I can see C-Lane as we're having a conversation back and forth. Literally like I'm looking through the glass. You know what I mean? So when there's a day like that on the show, you fix it, you figure out how it happened, you stop it from happening again or have a plan for if it does, and you improve things to make things even better. Boom! Austin says, safe. I think I can hang on this thing, Austin. Seawitch says, when I was waiting tables, I did a bunch of mushrooms at the beach and then had to go to work. I was laughing like crazy, and then somehow I did such a good job, I won a $200 bonus for giving good service to some corporate shoppers. Nice! I like it. Excuse me. So, send in your confessions on our story about the McDonald's worker. We'll get to those as we roll around. And a story starting to go pretty viral. Mitch McConnell. We know him from Glitchin'. Glitch McConnell. And Mitch McConnell had a moment again. I'm going to play this clip for you in just a matter of minutes, okay? My coworker mixed bleach with some other cleaner with acid and it sent us both to the ER. Yikes. You would be shocked at how many of your prescription pills fall on the floor or are touched by hands. I mean, yeah, I do that too, and I pick them up. I'm not leaving. I'm not throwing those away. Now, if you guys can see, I don't know if you can. Now we can keep an eye on when C-Lane's pooping and not pooping. Get those dispatches coming in. Emails, of course, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. We're going to kick into things fully open here in 1 minute. Wait till you see this clip. Wild ride incoming.
geographic atrophy, or GA. Subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Stand by. Hold on. I gotta check something out. I gotta fact check something.
Or GA. Subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Yacht Rock Radio.
Copyright. Hi, Barbara. Coming back right now.
The smoothest soft rock from the 70s and 80s. Open the free iHeart app, search Yacht Rock, and set sail.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. WIN. W-I-N. WIN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Because therapy's expensive, and we have microphones. This is the news.
Good to have you with us. We're taking your confessions today. Got this viral story of a person at McDonald's who is shoving the fries in their mouth and then back into the fry box. And I say, what's the worst thing you have done at work like that? So we'll take those confessions throughout the show. Many people chiming in with their confessions already. Bootsy says, posted this on Twitch. The worst thing I ever did was make a fake red velvet cake made out of beet pulp and horseradish cream to get back at a cook that kept eating my prep. My God. Okay, that's one way to do it. That's one way to get back.
That is a creative and also work-intensive comeback, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
I think so, too.
It's great.
Somebody else said that you'd be surprised if you are getting prescription pills from the pharmacy, how many of those have been on the floor at some point in time.
I believe it.
That doesn't surprise me at all, Josh. And the thing is, I also want people to know that this is just the very, very beginning of this. I think we can get worse. I think we can get more degenerate in our confessions, but we will absolve you with those. Send a dispatch with the worst thing that you've seen working at a place like this, so we know what goes on behind the scenes of these places. Send that at thenewsjunkie.com or email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Blooper time, all right? Couple of bloopers for you. Both of these from the political world. The first one, and this is a man who's been in some other bloopers as far as I know.
Oh, yeah. He had that big one with the Bible verse recently.
Mitch McConnell is the guy who actually bloops here, though. He's the blooper guy. This is Pete Hegseth was testifying about the Iranian war, the war on Iran. And as this testimony was going on, Mitch McConnell was up there. And he had another one of those glitch McConnell moments where you go, God, man, some of these politicians are so old. You know what I mean? We need some new blood in there. All right? We need some new blood to replace these people who are getting up there. And they just really, I don't care where you're at politically. If you pull the right lever or the left lever and you do that on a continuous basis, fine, whatever. But what I will tell you is, we, no matter what side you're rooting for in this stupid team battle, we deserve better than the aging politicians that I don't think have the mental faculties to represent us like this. Was it Barbara Boxer? Who was the woman who was being wheeled around literally in Congress? Was that Barbara Boxer?
I don't think it was. It was somebody who, did they die recently or did they just finally retire?
Yeah, they ended up dying, but they were being wheeled around everywhere. You get Biden, the whole debate around him being in office. But here's another moment. Here's a blooper. Feinstein, Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah.
Here's a blooper from Mitch McConnell. Let's listen in.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, here's where we are. The vote is about over. Secretary has to get with the president.
I mean, already there, I'm going, what is going on with his voice?
It's like the CTE guys from earlier.
What is going on here? Big Doug Millionaire says, isn't Trump older than McConnell? Here's the thing, though. It's not solely about age. I mean, age is super important, but it's also about how with it you are. Like, Trump might be older than McConnell, but are you going to tell me with a straight face you don't think Trump's more with it than McConnell is? This dude is like, I mean, he just sounds out there. He's on a different planet.
Okay, here's where we are. The vote is about over. Secretary has to get with the president on the China trip. I'm going to ask Senator Murkowski to wrap up. And thank you
You're
all
asking somebody to wrap
for
up?
being here.
Yeah. Oh, we got people coming over to help him. There's people coming over to help him.
Baldwin, Sheehan, and Kennedy still have questions.
The event is not over. He's just been told, like, Baldwin, Sheehan, and Kennedy still have questions. We still have some questions coming in, sir.
Wrap up after.
What I'm being told here.
I mean, did you not? He didn't even hear that. You said it right in his ear. Told him what was going on. He goes, "There's another round of questions still."
The microphone picked it up perfectly.
Yeah, I heard it loud and clear.
Yeah. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of time for a second round, so we'll get through everybody. And Senator Murkowski, I appreciate you taking over.
He's out. He's out.
Thank you. Secretary Hegseth.
Now they're helping him up?
Chairman Kane, thank you for being here today.
Helping him up and scooting him out of there. He takes his little name tag down. I don't know what went wrong there. That was not as bad as the time he glitched, where, if you don't recall that, he just stopped talking. And Mitch McConnell, hold on, glitch. Let me see if I can find this. The time he just stopped talking, here it is. This is from a press
After
conference.
finishing the NDA this week, it's been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
Hello?
He's done.
There's so many good memes on this. It's like me when the brownie hits, and me when the edible takes hold. He's just staring now at the camera. Mr. McConnell? Finally, somebody's like, I think we...
Okay, Mitch. Anything else you want to say, or should I just go back to your office? Do you want to say anything else to the press?
Let's go back to the office. Let's go. Let's get him back in. Put him back in the cage, please. Put him back in the cage.
Man, president immediately.
Yeah, immediately. This person is certainly not too old. Now we go over for another blooper in the political world to the UK and the UK Parliament, where they're having a back and forth. And the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, the man in charge of once mighty England, he is on the microphone, and he doesn't understand that he just said something that is Gen Z speak. Well, I don't think he knows what he was saying. He calls himself something, and I don't think he knows what he was saying. Keir Starmer is the leader of the UK right now, the leader of England and the rest. And here he is. Maybe you could spot the word that I don't think you knew.
Can we guess? I don't know.
I'm particularly getting tips from her on how to win friends. This is from the person, Mr. Speaker, who previously called us orcs and goons. But, Mr. Speaker, I am a gooner, and so, as usual.
That was my guess. That was my guess.
What if he meant it, though?
Let's see if C-Lane knows, Josh. Do you know what a gooner is?
Yeah.
What's a gooner?
Somebody who masturbates a lot.
Okay. I didn't know if you were going to cut right to the point.
Gooner.
I didn't think you were going to cut right to the point like that, but you are indeed correct. Yeah. Gooner. He said, I'm a gooner.
How to win friends. This is from the person, Mr. Speaker, who previously called us orcs and goons. Mr. Speaker, I am a gooner, and so, as usual, she is...
I don't even know if anybody around him was young enough to know that gooning means, like, pleasing yourself and watching internet content usually, that kind of thing. They
internet
didn't know.
Content.
Well, pornography.
Now, some may say I'm a chopped unk, but I assure you I am a gooner.
He says he's a gooner. He's just admitting to it. The folks don't quite know what's going on.
Chopped unk.
Oh, God. Do you even know what unk means?
Oh, we're cooked.
Short for uncle.
Yeah, well, yes. I mean, this is where it started with uncle, and then unk was just kind of like...
It's just like a way of calling people old.
Bro or older person who's a bro, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the official definition is, but it's like, it seems like a versatile word. I don't know if it actually is. Chopped is ugly, right, Josh? Chopped is ugly.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So was it not? Tell me if it's not.
No, I think so. I just,
oh, yeah. What you're saying? Chopped unk?
I play these fast and loose by context clues. I don't know the actual definitions.
Chopped means ugly, unattractive, or rough looking.
Yeah, or uncool. Chopped is uncool, unattractive, ugly. In the political world, they say chud. That's what that is like. Dumbass. Ugly loser. That kind of thing. Would be in that world.
They say news junkie sometimes, I think.
No, they don't say news junkie. No. Chud is cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers from an old sci-fi horror film, CHUD. And that's where that came from. And then mogging means what, C-Lane, huh? I would try to get you ahead of these groups.
Means you're trying to be the best at it, win the prize.
Not really, no.
Clavicular's trying to win the prize.
Like, if you looked at the three of us, one of us is mogging the other on the live stream right now. You know what I mean? Like, one of us is mogging the other two.
Are you mogging me?
Well, flash. Okay, flash the three of us up, right?
All right.
All right, chat, who's the mogger? All right, who's mogging the other two? All right? Let's get a good look.
Are we regular mogging or frame mogging?
Just regular mogging in general. Yeah, just in general.
I'll stand down then.
You're going to need to. I don't think that I don't think C-Lane and I are going to win this one. It's when you're outshining somebody physically. You're more attractive.
Yeah, you're trying to be the best.
You're trying to be the most attractive. You're trying to outdo them. They said
clavicular was overdose mogging or drug maxing.
All right, now you've gone too far. We've lost the old people, all right? And they're all Mitch McDonald out staring at the radio going, what's happening right now?
That's not my fault.
I apologize to you. I apologize to all of you. I can't believe that they're doing this to you. I have some confessions rolling in, though, so I want to get to some of these. Here's Old Man River, and we'll see if we are feeling generous enough to absolve you. Here we go.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hey,
so years ago, probably 35 years ago, I worked at a BK Lounge on the Massachusetts Turnpike up in Massachusetts, and
it's nicer than a regular BK.
Busy. It was probably around lunchtime or whatever, right before lunchtime. Huge rush, usually with buses and all that stuff. Well, I was on the fry machine, and I happened to drop one of those black Sharpie grease pens into the fryer-later.
Oh, no.
Needless to say, I didn't say anything, and I didn't eat anything from the fryer-later for the next week.
Okay. The Old Man River just dropping Sharpies in the deep fryer, and everybody's fries and food for the day just absolutely ruined. But you are absolved, my friend. You are
Good
absolved.
for you, yes.
We absolve you of your crime against humanity. We'll take more of your admissions and confessions throughout the show today. What did you do at a job like that you really just need to get off your chest? Well, let us know. Send a dispatcher an email, tips, TIPS, @thenewsjunkie.com. Quick break. Back with more. I got emails already coming in that we were supposed to get to here. And I got this rescue caught on tape. Wait till you hear this. What a dramatic moment. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
How do you guys sit when you relax? I sit like a woman because I cross my legs lengthwise, knee over knee. You son of a bitch. I hate Jack Bradshaw.
I grabbed the pen.
Yeah, you grab the pen so you can make a time so that you can pull. I sit like a woman. Yeah. and I just gave it to him again.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes. Chat exclusive question. Folks, chat exclusive. Just you and me. Just you and me on this one. A story from the Daily Dot today talks about the most wanted discontinued foods. The original Pizza Hut pan pizza, Choco Tacos. Second place, I've never even tried this in my life. Has anybody tried this? Most wanted discontinued foods. Second place, Sobe drinks. The Sobe Energy Lizard. I don't even remember that. Sobe drinks? I think I remember like a tea. Is that like a Sobe tea? But a Sobe Energy Lizard? Sobe declined after Pepsi acquired them in 2000. McDonald's original snack wraps. The Choco Taco. And number one, Pizza Hut's original pan pizza recipe. People are saying it was so much better back then. What about you? Discontinued foods. Tangerine Altoid Sours. Taco Bell grilled stuffed burrito is that those were good and filling. Bring back the KFC buffet. AIDS diet pills. Okay. Fen-Phen, is that what it was? Fen-Phen? Getting slizzard on that lizard. Oh God. Surge. It's been a while since I've heard of Surge. That's true. Snapple in the glass bottle. I would suggest that Snapple is at least twice to 3 times better in a glass bottle. That's my cold take. Pop Rocks? Pop Rocks are still around. I missed the ephedrine in my energy drinks. Zima Sport? Shut up. Was there seriously a sport version of Zima? There's no way. Fact check. Was there a sports version of Zima?
You mean like a lightly carbonated, clear alcoholic drink that's aimed at sports or fitness vibes? Not really in the exact same way. Zima was this 90s thing with that whole clear, refreshing angle. Today, you've got stuff like hard seltzers.
But Zima, was there a Zima Sport?
Ah, got it. Zima itself never had a sports version.
They say you're lying. Bring back Quaaludes? McDonald's Mighty Wings? Many of these discontinued items moved from national to regional or are still available. Yeah, some of them maybe, but like sometimes they're just not there anymore. Choco Tacos, I feel like you can still get them some places in the big freezer. 90 seconds. McDonald's salad shakers. Honey Altoids. Energy 4 Loco. Yeah, we did. We had Choco Tacos on Secret Shows not that long ago. They hold up. They're good. What else are we missing? The BK Chicken Parm Sandwich? Nice. Abraham Dragon Friend says, I never got to try 4 Loco. Let's do it. It's never too late. eBay.
855-ISERVAY or go to iservay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Skip this. Tap that red talkback mic on the iHeartRadio app while listening to your favorite station.
You guys rock.
Instant feedback. And the best feature, if you mess up,
Hopefully I'm sending these messages correctly.
do it again. Leave a talkback now on the free iHeartRadio app.
True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at truegreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Does every mother count? Because not every mother survives. In 2024, in the U.S. alone, 649 moms died from complications of pregnancy and childbirth. In fact, a person is more likely to die from complications of pregnancy and childbirth today than their mother was a generation ago, making the U.S. one of the most dangerous high-resource countries in the world to give birth. Every Mother Counts is working to change this because the greatest tragedy is that almost all maternal deaths are preventable. Visit everymothercounts.org to learn more.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Because therapy's expensive, and we have microphones. This is the news.
Forget the same 3 songs over and over and over again. Hang out with us in the world's most viral newsroom and have some fun to get through the day. Learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. An amazing moment here. Heroic moment from Chattanooga, Tennessee. A beautiful place. And I'm sure just famous for so many amazing things. The Chattanooga Shuffle. Is that a thing? Isn't there an old Chattanooga dance?
Well, no, they had the song, the Chattanooga Choo Choo.
The Chattanooga
Pardon
Choo Choo.
me, boys. Is this the Chattanooga Choo Choo?
Oh, God. No wonder he didn't know what chopped meant. Jesus, this guy. Holy cow. The Chattanooga Choo Choo has arrived,
Chopped.
ladies and gentlemen.
4 chefs from all around the country, and they compete to make food.
Not that. Different thing. In this case, before we get back to your confessions about things that happen in your workplace that you want to get off your chest on the wake of the McDonald's employee who is fired now for putting fries in her mouth and then back into the fry box, fries in her mouth and then back into the fry box. Let's get to an actual job with people doing great things here. This in Chattanooga, and this Chattanooga Choo Choo showed up at a house on fire. The officer pulls up and sees that, hey, we got a real problem going on here. This house is burning. We got to get these people out right now. And that's exactly what they did. Here we go.
There's fire! There's fire! There's fire!
Kicked it.
There's fire!
He's kicking the door.
Come on, y'all have to get out. Come on. Hey, y'all gotta get out of the house.
These people don't know that their house is on fire somehow. I don't know. I feel like if my house is on fire, I would know pretty quickly, but maybe not.
Not if the upstairs was on fire and you were downstairs.
Yeah, maybe like if somehow some other portion of the house got lit on fire, you wouldn't know. This is their front patio area right by their door, and it's 100% engulfed in flames here, and the cop is going up to try to kick the door in to get the family out. I think there's some young kids inside.
Think about your own house. Like if your front, you don't really have anything like super flammable on your front porch.
No, I don't think so.
But like if something was on fire out there and you were sitting on your couch watching TV, you wouldn't see it, right?
I feel like I would smell it. Wouldn't I smell it?
Not necessarily.
After a while,
you might now that your seal isn't good anymore.
Yeah, probably. Sealant ruined everything, and now I'd be able to smell it quicker. So maybe saved my life.
There you go.
Maybe saved my life, just like this officer is doing for this family.
I'm going to go reseal it.
No, please don't. The cop goes in, says, "Come here, come here." All right, bringing the family out now. Fire's getting bigger on that patio. There we go. Ran outside with the kids, saving them. There's Mom with the other kid. I mean, now the roof is on fire. The front patio is on fire. Now it's like kicking up pretty good. Although Insecure Walrus says fire is pretty quiet. Yeah, I mean, this smell more than anything, and that heat that's going to get you, make you aware. But this ended in a good piece of news because the officer is credited with saving a family from an apartment fire. He ran into the home with flames visible near the front door. They said people were still inside. That's why he went in. The officer rescued Rachel Blaylock and her 4-year-old daughter Marlo from the burning apartment as she followed with 10-year-old Charles, a 10-year-old and a 4-year-old inside this flaming place. And they were rescued by these officers. Every once in a while, you see something good going on in a law enforcement video. How about that? Good to highlight that, too, sometimes. Let me get a screenshot so I can put the visual up for you on the website. That way you can take a peek and see what you think yourself, because I know there's some visual elements to this, obviously. As we watch this here on the stream on YouTube, I'm putting it up for everybody else on thenewsjunkie.com in the See It Now section. Cop rescues family from fire, just like that. Yay. That's up on See It Now. Go take a peek at it when you get a chance, when you get some downtime, when you're using the restroom at work. I don't care. It's not on me. It's on you. Decide what you want to do in this case. There it is. It's up for you right now as I yap along to get it posted.
I think there's probably,
I mean,
no confessions needed, but probably a lot of See It Now poopers at work. You know, just go have a seat, catch up a little bit, you know, evacuate, and then go.
I don't blame them. I can't blame them for that. No, I would never do that. All right, a couple emails coming in, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, some confessions rolling through. This person says, I used to work at a McDonald's in California, and I spit in somebody's food because he was being a total jerk, and he was revving his engine the entire time he was ordering at the drive-thru, says this person. All right. Well, I mean, that's pretty bad.
Why do I feel like all these confessions are going to just come from restaurants?
Probably. Yeah, it's fast food, a lot of it so far. This person says, back in the early 90s, I may or may have not known a group of fast food restaurant employees that had a special batch of biscuits that they called P-kits. Piss-kits. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they would say that. It must have been, you know, well, okay. For men that disrespected my female cashiers in a fast food chicken place that may or may not have 11 herbs and spices. We'll
never be able to tell which one.
We'll never know who's peeing on the biscuits, for God's sake. Let's see. Anybody else? A lot of anonymous people coming in, and that's fine. Tips@thenewsjunkie.com. We are absolving you of your confessions here if you did something bad at work, like the original story. I worked at a call center, and I was high and stoned every single day, says Anonymous.
Nice.
About 6 months into the job, I came to work.
Stoned.
About 6 months, I came to work not high and stoned, and everybody kept asking me if I was okay and if everything was all right because I wasn't being my normal self. Imagine the life of being your literal normal self. And people are like, are you okay? Oh, my God, you seem off today. And you're like, yeah, for once, I'm not high as a kite. That's what the difference is. It wasn't being my normal self, they thought. I never came back to work not high or stoned for the next 4 years. Keep up the work, a little wiggle, a little pop for you.
I mean, by that point, you could just write off the weed, right? I think it's part of your work material.
It's a necessary work expense, I would think. Here is Sweaty Armpit Guy with a dispatch.
What's up, junkies?
Hey.
Hope everybody's having an absolutely wonderful day.
You too.
Just wanted to confess.
Go ahead, confess.
In my younger years, I was working fast food at a Crystal's. Crystal's cooks onions with the meat on their patties.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever somebody would come through the drive-thru and order no onions on their Crystal burger, I would add an absurd amount of salt.
Oh.
I mean,
why?
I would have to start a new grill, cook the whole thing special for them, and then try to get them out of the drive-thru as quick as possible. So they got a little taste of how I felt about that.
That's a small rebellion, sir. You're absolved. Yeah. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put a little salt on your burger. How do you like that? The other guys were peeing on the biscuits, sir. All right, they were. You gotta up it. But you're absolved. You're absolved.
I don't know that you need to be absolved. Do you need to, do you need to be absolved for that?
Yeah. Is it that bad? It's like McDonald's does that anyway. Wow, this guy's such a gangster. Yeah, true. We want your confession. Send yours over at thenewsjunkie.com, record a dispatch, or send an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com right now. More of those on the way. Big ups, huge thanks, all the rest to, let's see here, Beware with 5 gifted subs. Thank you. Thank you, Beware. Go claim those Secret Shows subscriptions to unlock Secret Shows, the uncensored shows on the website, and everything else on thenewsjunkie.com. Courtesy of Beware right there with the 5 gifted subs. You too can gift subs to other listeners. You'll get an email for each person that claims them, which is kind of fun. And a lot of times they'll thank you along the way, but I'll thank you for sure. So thanks, Beware, for the 5 gifted Secret Show subscriptions, hitting that gift icon on thenewsjunkie.com. Back in a moment, an interesting story about a person texting their wife, and I have the not safe for work text messages that come along with this, and a story about neighbors that we have to get on the show. And that, of course, is coming up next on the News Junkie.
35 years of weird. The Orlando Fringe Festival. Now through the 25th. All the info at orlandofringe.org.
Hello? Welcome on, Steve. Question for chatters. Oh, I gotta put Beware's 5 gifted up. Hang on. And then a question for you.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Thank you to Beware for the 5 gifted subs. Let's hear for Beware. Thank you, Beware. And they're gone. And they're gone. Thank you, Beware. Now to my question. Here we go, YouTube, TNJ chat, Twitch. Simple question. Plays into a viral story in a moment. Do you talk to your neighbors? Are you friends? I should say friends. Is that a better way to phrase this? Are you socializing with your neighbors? That's the way I'll phrase it. Are you socializing with your neighbors? Yes or no? Yes or no? Are you socializing with your neighbors? Friendly with them? More than friends. They're the godparents to my kids. Yes, I text with one of my neighbors regularly. Friendly enough not to call the cops. Yes, big neighborhood orgy every Friday. Wow. Well, that's neighborly. It's a neighborly thing. Trees are my neighbors. Always not friends, but I'm polite. No, I'm good. I talk to my upstairs neighbor. My current neighbors are the worst. Or the most black-pilled answer, I don't talk to anyone unless I have to, says C. Witch on TNJ chat. Thank you. The story is about how people just don't talk to or socialize with their neighbors anymore, according to a bunch of research that has come in the last month or so. And let's just assume that's true. I don't know if it is, but let's assume that people aren't talking to their neighbors as much as they used to. Why? Why do you think? Why? Back in a couple. This might be one. R.R. Young says, nope, I tried, but when they found out I was a Trump supporter, they no longer wanted anything to do with me. What percentage of this do we think is politics? Do we think that's why people aren't talking to their neighbors anymore? Politics?
After that, people start dying. Not in theory, in emergency rooms across the city.
Obama? You blame Obama? Okay, sure.
Go to AHF.
People are unhinged, that's why?
1 minute could save thousands of
Most of our neighbors have landscapers, so we don't see them doing yard work. In our neighborhood, the landscapers take care of the yard work. I hand them Bootsy bucks. I pay them only in Bootsy bucks. My neighbor has fake tits. How do you know? How do you know? That's strange. Too many bad neighbor stories. Sounds horrible. Just be casual acquaintances. All right, we're coming back. Don't break the neighbor's seal.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or vasoconstricted pagel, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause...
So then we did another 12 in that last one, right?
Or a temporary increase.
8? Okay, 8.
Until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay.
Let's do another 12 here.
1-855-Izervay. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Coming back.
Exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-Izervay or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, family. 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 Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. And don't forget to answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
Neighbors momentarily on the show. Welcome back, friends. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being on board. Good to see you. You can learn more about the show over on the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Before we get into this viral story about neighbors, first, we have confessions rolling in today, and we'll get to some of those too. But I need a confession from the both of you, C-Lane, Josh. I need to hear a little bit of something. I need you to be honest about things. Now, I'm asking this to you married gentlemen, and you don't have to give me any details. You don't have to tell me anything about this beyond just the simple question that I'm going to ask you. Do you have messages back and forth with your wife that if other people read them, they'd be like, what the hell? Like they wouldn't understand the way that you talk to each other. Like they're outlandish, or you guys joke around really hard, and you say things in these messages with your wife that if other people saw them, they'd be like, whoa, jeez.
I don't
my
think
God.
so.
No?
I'm sure there's some that I wouldn't want people to see.
Oh God. I mean, even with Courtney, there's messages in there that we're joking around all the time. You guys don't joke around?
Like when you guys are in separate rooms or something?
No, like maybe I'm out on a walk. There's other reasons when we're separated from during the day. We spend a lot of time together. Yeah. But for time to time, she'll drop a funny edgy joke, or I'll drop a funny, edgy joke, and we'll get to that sort of stuff. And I think that this is what happens. You know, you're like, your partner is somebody you're not afraid to send a little bit extra to. I ask you this for a reason, all right? Because both of you don't do this. But apparently the police chief, the assistant police chief in Washington, D.C. is in big trouble. He's been placed on leave for some text messages with his wife. I'm going to read you the text messages in just a moment, all right? I'm going to read you those text messages. But the story says an internal report says ex-executive assistant Chief Andre Wright repeatedly sent crude texts and mocked colleagues when texting to his wife. Days before Jeffrey Carroll was sworn in as the interim D.C. police chief in January, his soon-to-be second-in-command Andre Wright sent an AI-generated video to his wife. The video, according to an internal report, showed Carroll puffing on a cigar while laughing, saying, "The Wicked Witch is dead, bitches. There's a new sheriff in town." So somebody's getting fired, and he sends his wife a funny little message and sends all these other people messages. And here's some other examples from the story. In one message, seemingly during a 9 a.m. meeting, the police, what is his official gig? He's the assistant chief police officer in D.C., the assistant chief police officer in D.C., at one message, seemingly during a 9 a.m. meeting, texted his wife, "This big T-word bitch can't read." In another, he appeared to reference a work trip as he said, "I'm going out of town with a fat, ugly bitch. We'll be back tomorrow." Followed by, "I'm taking 2 midgets with me." And after a March 2025 shooting in which a man had been shot in the leg, Wright texted his wife to make sure this stupid MFer didn't shoot himself and is lying. And they had talked back and forth like this on these text messages outlined in an 18-page internal affairs investigation. And the messages are supposed to show like, hey, this is really wrong. How could this guy do this? This is very, very unprofessional. And now he might lose his job. The question I have to you is, should somebody lose their job for, these are obviously edgy, ridiculous messages, but isn't your partner the one that you send these kind of messages to? Like, that's the thing. Definitely there would be some messages fully out of context that I have sent to Courtney that if you read them, you'd go, what, buddy? Like, because we're messing with each other. We're having fun with each other. We're saying things like this.
I certainly wouldn't want the text thread between the three of us subpoenaed.
No,
there's
there's
some stuff in there, man.
And by the way, it's not like anything, like it's not cancelable stuff. There's just stuff that out of context. Your Honor, I can explain. It's stuff out of context.
Do they get like access to these texts because he's using a phone that was paid for by taxpayers?
Yeah.
Yeah. See that I think I would have a little bit more. I would be a little bit more scared to joke on a platform like that unless I've just been so used to using this phone that I kind of forget, or what's the worst that could happen. But as far as him joking about taking a fat, ugly bitch on a work trip.
And 2 midgets, I think. Yeah.
I like the context for the 2 midgets.
Yeah, right. How did that come up? Why are we talking about this?
I joke with my wife when we're going to be apart, which happened most recently over the weekend.
All right.
And I was like, "Oh, you're going having a little Mother's Day spa day at the Ritz? Fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having Slutfest. That's just what we do."
Oh, you didn't invite me?
See, and out of context, in a court of law during your divorce proceedings, a judge would go, "Mr. Christopher Lane, why does it say that your wife on Mother's Day gets a text from you where you were threatening to have a slut fest?
Threatening.
Is this true? Or is this a lie?" And you'd be like, "Oh, it's true." But what you don't understand is there's context to it. I'm telling you, like, I think that maybe you guys take issue, and that's fine, with this being on a work phone. I can get the hesitation there. I could get the work phone issue, and I can get that being a problem. But I don't look at messages between somebody and their partner. Like, I would expect both of you to have messages between you and your wives where maybe you said a joke about me that I might not like.
Oh, it wouldn't have been a joke.
I'm just saying. I would expect this. If I went into your phones right now, I would expect that they'd be like, oh, Sean's such a so-and-so. And that's not because I have the same on my phone. I'm just saying that I would expect if there was something like that, I wouldn't be mega upset about it because you do this kind of stuff. You talk with your partner, your significant other. You make really edgy jokes with them. At least I do from time to time. I think it's fine. I think there's nothing wrong with it.
I tried to scroll through. It's almost impossible unless I knew some keywords. I tried to scroll through my most recent text with my wife, and most of them are just mundane, boring stuff. Usually all of the really juicy, like the text that would be other people, ooh, they kind of crossed the line there. We usually do that to each other in person. It's just kind of, yeah.
Is that a safety thing or just are you trying not to leave a paper trail or a digital trail?
Not on purpose. We just, we hang out together, and that's when we come up with some of our best material.
So I ask you, for texts like this, should this co-chief of police guy in Washington, D.C. be fired? Let me know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Another thing to throw onto the fire here before we get back into your confessions. A story from Axios. I'll bring this up here in front of me so we can read along with it. And I want to know if this rings true to you and why you think this is the case. Here it is. It says, nobody is socializing with their neighbors anymore, which obviously is a bit of hyperbole to start.
False.
But nobody is socializing with their neighbors anymore, says Josephine Walker. Share of Americans who say they speak with their neighbors at least a few times a week. Now, I'll ask both of you. Josh, do you speak with your neighbors? I know this particular time. You would say you speak with your neighbors, generally speaking, a few times a week?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Okay, what about
would
you,
you say you talk about?
Is there a shared experience in your neighborhood, perhaps?
The weather. Yep.
Yeah. Josh has a neighbor who stands out a little bit. We've talked about him on secret shows. But, Celine, do you talk to your neighbors, would you say, at least a few times a week?
Oh, all the time. Definitely. I mean, I have a unique situation. I moved into an area where I already had friends that lived a couple houses down, and then we convinced some other friends to move onto our street a few houses down from them. So we have people already kind of built in. But then I have other neighbors that I didn't know before I moved in that I talk to semi often. I wouldn't say a few times a week, but we're all very friendly on the cul-de-sac.
Yeah, well, you're doing better than a lot of people. Older people are good at this. Ages 65 and up, 50% of people 65 and over, the boomers of the crew there, 65 and over, 56% of them speak with their neighbors at least a few times a week. They're out there. They're social. They're talking to them. They're saying, what's up? What's going on? What can I help you with? 56% of them talk to their neighbors at least a few times a week, ages 65 and up. All Americans, just generally speaking, about 40% of them say that they speak with their neighbors at least a few times a week. Here's the kicker. Ages 18 to 29, only 25% of these people say they speak with their neighbors at least a few times a week. Only a quarter of them, only 25% of people 18 to 29 say they speak with their neighbors a few times a week. So I send to you the question, what's causing that? Why? Why? Especially young people. Why young people are I don't want to talk to my neighbors anymore? We scared of our neighbors? Is it political differences? Is it what is the thing that makes it so you go, I'm not talking to my neighbors out there. I don't want to socialize. Have they lost the ability to socialize? What is doing this?
Did you speak to your neighbors that often before a couple weeks ago when you guys all bonded over a new speed hump?
I talk to my neighbors when we need to talk about things. That's what I find is the best. And I've talked about my strategy on this. It has nothing to do with anything other than, okay, how do I say this? All right, I've found in my life that one thing that is absolutely true is when you're working in a position like this, it's easier to keep your work separate from your life. It's easier to separate those things so that you can go, this is my work thing and this is my life thing. I also find that to be true for neighbors. So my neighbors around me, I talk to them when I need to. We had a speed bump party. We got a speed bump victory party. Hell yeah, that's great, right? But I don't want to get real close with the neighbor Because then what happens if something goes bad? You know, then there's like some sort of fight or something, and now it's awkward. Now you guys live next to each other. So personally, I'd rather have just like a nice, copacetic, hey, how you doing? And never get close enough that I'm worried that something could go wrong. That's it for me. But then I also don't live around a whole bunch of my friends like C-Lane does, or an interesting character like Josh does in that case. But why is this the case is the question that I have for you. Let me know what you think is making people talk less and less with their neighbors, as this report shows. Send your dispatches at thenewsjunkie.com or your emails, tips, TIPS, at thenewsjunkie.com. Let's see what else it says here. Young people are also more likely to live in new cities, live among strangers, and frequently relocate. So they live around people that they don't know. Young people also have less practice with face-to-face connections during their formative years. They text a lot. Gen Zers are turning towards digital communities for connections, which they said can offer friendship but are limited. Online friends can't water your plants when you're on vacation, help you move furniture, or watch your dog.
True.
Online communities allow users to curate what they read, see, and hear. That's building silos. That's what you're doing. You're building silos there. I think some of this is younger people don't want to have like anything be uncomfortable, right? There's a lot of like, I don't want to have people who disagree with me. I don't want to have like friction. I don't want to have anything that makes me uncomfortable, even if it's talking with my neighbors.
That sounds like you. Well, it sounds like what you were just describing.
I was going to say maybe I'm guilty of that. It could be that I'm guilty of that. But let's discuss. Let us know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com or an email, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll get into more of your confessions. I appreciate them. Keep them coming through over at thenewsjunkie.com. We got Hantavirus updates. The media, I think, at this point has spun out of control on this. And a whole lot more, including some clips that I just cannot wait to play for you. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
What is everybody on that this is the look?
What do you mean, like the scrunchies around
like
their legs?
Big old hair scrunchies, mom jeans. It's like just bad.
Man, you don't know what you're...
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I'm getting all horny just thinking about it.
Okay.
You're listening to the Monsters in the Morning.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
You won't be running into any trouble affecting your ride this afternoon. Morning traffic's cleared up. Just some familiar delays still slowing you down on I-4 through that amusement park area. That's always busy. There's on.
Welcome behind the scenes.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
Summit Racing has the parts, tools, and accessories to keep your ride summer road trip ready. You'll find everything for pre-trip maintenance and essentials like emergency roadside kits. Shop summitracing.com and enroll in the rewards program to get more power in every purchase. Avoid the headaches
Hello?
of traditional home sale and move on your timeline with the guaranteed offer from Mark.
How you doing?
Fine, how are you?
Good. What can I do for you?
I think a lot of people don't talk to their neighbors because they don't go outside.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You go outside all the time.
I know.
Do you talk to the neighbors?
Depends on if it counts for if they're like 3 miles away, then I talk to people all around the neighborhood.
Do you talk to strangers?
I say hi.
You're not supposed to talk to strangers.
What's the difference between a stranger and a neighbor?
2 words. Stranger, danger.
Hmm.
The difference between a stranger and a neighbor is a stranger might want to take you and
If
tie
there's
you
a
up.
scary person, I cross the street.
If you see a scary person, how do you know if they're scary?
I know.
What makes them scary?
There's signs.
What are the signs?
They're talking to someone that's not there. If they're wearing clothing that looks like it hasn't been washed in 40 days.
So, homeless people.
Pretty much.
Okay.
We live near downtown, okay?
All right, well, be safe from the hobos out there.
Deuces.
Okay, don't say deuces.
Deuces.
See you later. Bye. Strangers are in a white van? True. You guys live in bad neighborhoods? I know everybody on my street on a first name basis and drink with most of them? Nice. Good for you, buddy. Sometimes you also find out your neighbors are into stuff you don't want to be around, like needles and stuff. No, go away. Whoa, what the? Whoa. What's going on with your neighbors, man? Or ma'am? Question for you, chat. Answer honestly, please. TNJ chat, YouTube, Twitch, answer honestly. I want to briefly talk about this story when we come back. San Francisco is trying to make a move to ban smoking cigarettes outside. Outside, in public, outside anywhere, banning smoking cigarettes is the goal that they're going for in San Francisco, California. Do you think people should be banned from smoking outside in public? Cigarettes. Yes or no? Should people be banned from smoking cigarettes outside? Have you guys covered the Disney Cruise Line stuff yet? Well, you talking about the pedo photos? That was like last week, wasn't it? There are only 26 years into Newsom's 10-year plan to end homelessness in San Francisco. This could help. That's true, but they haven't spent enough money yet. That is the problem. They haven't spent enough money yet. Put them in an airport smoking box outside. You can smoke weed anywhere but not cigs. Ban what outside? Ban smoking outside. San Francisco is literally moving right now to ban smoking outside. Patio areas, different places outside, they want to ban smoking. No, all of California is just crazy. No, for banning smoking cigarettes, better ban smoking everything outside. That seems a bit much. I think it's weird when somebody wants to get rid of a thing, but instead of just getting rid of a thing, they do all these incremental steps to like second, third, fourth, fifth class citizen status is bestowed upon you. So like, have some balls. Say, I want to ban cigarettes, flat out. Hate the tobacco companies, think it makes our healthcare more expensive, it's not worth it. I want to ban cigarettes, I want to ban them for everybody, and I want to ban them right now. That at least takes some courage to slowly but surely like push, incrementally to get to your ultimate goal. That's a coward's game. That is a coward's game. All right? All right, here we go. Coming back.
2077. Again, 800-983-2077.
Hello, I'm Robert Smigel. I did lots of things. Cartoons on SNL, Conan stuff, Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, some movies. But now I'm past my peak. So I'm hosting a podcast, Humor Me with Robert Smigel and Friends. Each week, me and my favorite comedians, writers, and whatnots help regular people just like you, presuming you're regular, who have some project or task that they'd like us to help make funnier.
Search Humor Me on iHeartRadio, America's #1 podcast network, and the Webby Podcast Company of the Year.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Maurice Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, family. 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 Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. And don't forget to answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the new.
World's most viral newsroom. You can go behind the scenes and get more if you watch on YouTube when we're live. YouTube.com/thenewsjunkie. A full-on shoot over here. And it's a gorgeous way to watch. YouTube.com/thenewsjunkie. When I see stuff like this, it reminds me just of like and I hate to be this guy, but I'm going to be this guy for a second here. I'm going to Holden Caulfield all of you, right? I look at the political world sometimes like our friend Holden Caulfield, and I think that everybody is just a bunch of phonies, and I think that the team sports aspect of politics is stupid and disgusting and unhelpful. I think that everybody in Washington is a bunch of grifter losers, and et cetera, et cetera. I could go on for quite a while. And sometimes when you see a story like that, you go, well, Sean, you're exaggerating the problems and the amount of power that these people want to have over your life, et cetera, et cetera. But I'll bring you to this story that's got a lot of people talking today, because this is something they're working on right now in San Francisco. They're trying to push this through. They're trying to ban cigarette smoking in outside places in San Francisco. All right, the cigarette smokers are so far on the outs that they're trying to ban cigarette smoking in outdoor locations in San Francisco, California.
At this point, why don't they just try to ban cigarettes?
This is what I say, C-Lane. I go, why are you doing this? Why not be honest about what your goal is? I would respect the politician that came out and said, I'm just going to be real with you. I hate the tobacco companies. I hate what it does to healthcare in the United States of America. I think they're poisoning citizens, and I just want to flat out ban it. I would so much more respect you if you just came out with what you actually think, rather than going, I want to take this from you, death by 1,000 cuts. All right, you can't smoke in restaurants. All right, now you can't smoke in bars. All right, now you can't smoke in your own house. Yes, look it up. That's been a thing. Can't smoke in your own house. Now you can't smoke outside. Now you can't smoke in a public area. Just have the balls to just say, I'm banning the thing, and then take the hit, whether people like that or don't like that. But the rest of it is so dumb. And like the idea that San Francisco is going to clear smokers off the sidewalk while people are right next to them shooting up fentanyl with public needles and zombieing out on the sidewalk. It's like, where are your priorities here? What is going on? Have you ever been to the Tenderloin in San Francisco? The streets are full of people who go to public clinics to get needles and then publicly do the drugs, and then they can't publicly get arrested for it. So you can literally get away with doing fentanyl in public in front of a bunch of kids and injecting it into your dog, but you can't smoke outside if they get their way. Like, how can you look at the world? This is what I don't understand about political people who are in these tribes, who are on these teams. I heard a guy bitching about this at the bar last night. I'm like, all right, that guy gets it a little bit. He's saying, what the hell is happening to all my friends? He goes, I go on social media and they have either extreme opinions on this side, extreme opinions on that side. All I want is just live my life. I want to enjoy myself. How can somebody look through eyes and see the world and say, we need to stop smokers in San Francisco? They're smoking outside is the problem that we have in San Francisco. Oh, hold on. Don't step on that human excrement on the sidewalk. Step over the hobo poop. And then watch out. Up here, it's going to be a bit like a video game. You've got to swerve out of the way as the zombie fentanyl horde tries to grab a hold of you and inject you with their fentanyl. Like, how weird is this? What a weird way to view the world. It's one of those things I don't understand. And you have to understand, on this show, like, to be in my inbox, to be me, I'm always getting heat from somebody, whether it's left-wing people, which is a lot. I'm always like, inbox is just full of, you like Trump, or you like this, or you like that, or whatever. And then, or right-wing people who are like, you don't like Trump enough, or, you're what liberal, you're left-wing, whatever, libtard, all of these things, right? And I say, am I the only one that sees this small minority of very political people? I look over onto the left-hand side, and I feel like there's far too many of them that seem to want to magically trans their kids. And I look out onto the right-hand side, and I see a bunch of people who are very political out there, and I go, oh, you don't want to magically trans your kids. You want your kid to get polio, right? And I go, these are the things that we're picking here? This is what's going on? And if I point those things out, then it's like, okay, well, this is both sidesism. It's like, no, I mean, I just think generally speaking, it sucks. I think generally speaking, politicians are dumb and don't have your best interests in mind. I think generally speaking, people don't really care about people smoking cigarettes outside on like a patio right now. I think people care about how expensive everything is, how much stuff costs, how it's $50,000 to buy a car, how going to the grocery store is more expensive than it used to be. And that's just just a fact. This is how it is. How the amount of money you've got as an increase in your salary over the last decade is not rising up with the amount that everything costs. And we're ending up behind the 8 ball. Like, we just don't have people, in my opinion, we don't have people who represent us in the right way. They're all fighting about stupid culture war stuff endlessly over and over and over again. And I just really legitimately look at that and go, this is so frustrating. Why isn't there another way? That's me. So, I mean, at least, as C-Lane said, like, at least have the balls, in the case of the San Francisco smoking ban, just come out and say, I want to ban smoking. I just want to ban it. I want it done with. I'll get your argument. I would understand what you were saying much more, and I'd be much more likely to support what you were saying. But when you hide it behind everything, it feels more like these points that don't make any sense. Like, you're going to ban smoking, but people are doing fentanyl. Like, none of it adds up. Everybody seems so hypocritical to me. So, yes, I think they're all phonies. I legitimately do. I think they're phonies, and I don't think that is changing anywhere soon. I think if you think my side is good and the other side is bad, my side is smart and the other side is dumb, just miss me with that. I just don't see it that way. I watch this stuff pretty closely, and I just see a lot of very stupid takes out there. Sorry. But here's this. Anonymous emails the show. I don't know how this is going to go over, but Anonymous says, I have a confession, a workplace confession. You guys have been asking for those today. Okay. All right, we'll take a couple of those right here. This started with a McDonald's worker who was videotaped putting the fries in her mouth and then taking the fries out of her mouth and putting them back in the fry box. And I said, this must have happened at many more places. What are your workplace confessions? We will absolve you once you confess. Hey, junkies, this story isn't about me, but it is about my husband. He used to work for a guy who was a real jerk. He treated my husband like absolute garbage and swore he was so much better than everybody else. Well, one night he embarrassed my husband in front of other coworkers as well as customers. My husband had had enough. So when the owner placed his dinner order of a cheeseburger and French fries, my husband decided to take the tomato and wipe his genitals with it after cooking in the kitchen all day long. Then he put the tomato back on the burger and served it with a smile and sat in a place in a kitchen where he could watch him eat the whole thing. Gentlemen, I am starting to worry, maybe more so than about politicians, about the food we're being served.
Aside from my story about being bullied by this loser that I worked with into taking a picture of my genitals and submitting it online, the rest of these are about restaurants.
Hey, I gotta
Sean's
say,
was about a restaurant.
I just want to say I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that, whoever that was. That's messed up that any kind of work relationship would have that happening. It just is. So first of all, yes. But second of all, yeah, I think you're right. When it worries me. It worries me greatly to see this.
Where was the guy on the texting service that was like, it was like, it wasn't even me. Oh, Iceman. It wasn't even me, but caught a guy doing something that would be confession worthy. But he would have been on the receiving end of this. The dude making the burgers was just like separating the cheese, but like licking his thumb to separate the cheese like he was reading a book. And in full view of the people, and the guy's like, dude, I canceled my order.
Like licking his fingers and peeling off the cheese slices?
Like you would be reading a book.
This is really making me second guess ordering food out. It is. Another one coming in, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. I would send a dispatch, but I'm in a customer's house here on the Treasure Coast right now. I'm an AC installer, and sometimes I spend 6 to 10 hours in an attic or in a tight space. When I need to pee in a water bottle, I'll do that, and then I'll pour it down the customer's drain line if I'm not able to dump it elsewhere. Sometimes in bad situations, the bottles get left behind, but I go out of my way not to. But it happens. Although I've never done this, I know of other coworkers who have added number 2 into a bag or a bucket in an emergency. All right. This person says, call. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave that. No. Please keep me anonymous. I used to work at an event planning company, this person says. During weddings, there's usually downtime when people are eating or dancing. One day in particular, the company owner's son, who was my boyfriend at the time, and I had sex in a hotel supply closet during the event downtime.
Nice.
We went back to work shortly after like nothing had happened. I was in high school at the time. Keep up the good work, News Junkie. Thank you.
Let's see, one more. Here is somebody talking about their neighbors. I'm a 26-year-old male, and I actively avoid my neighbors and have never spoken to them in the past 2 years. I have no need to speak to them, and they don't need to speak to me. Peace, says this person. They don't want to have any interaction.
Listen, I don't need to speak to you. You don't need to speak to me.
Yeah, but
what a nice neighbor.
Why not? Like, sometimes you do. Your listeners are freaking psychos. Well, I mean, look, this is just the reality of the world. This is just how it goes out there. All right, let's do another confession here. This is, some of these are quite bad. Here's Jacoba Fett.
Forgive me, Father Watson, for I have sinned. About 10 years ago, I did a little bit of time, and when I got out, I got my first job over at Black Sheep Irish Pub in Daytona. It is closed down now. It's not there anymore.
Oh, here goes.
And one day, while working, I saw a QC that I knew from my time come in.
What's a QC? A QC?
I would have thought quality control, but this person was in the system, so he was in prison, like somebody, a corrections officer, maybe?
QC, all right.
And sit down, order a country fried chicken steak. So me as a cook, I went in the back and hawked the fattest loogie I've ever been able to produce into his country fried chicken sandwich.
Come on,
and
man.
watched as he ate it.
People are eating.
I do feel bad because it's the only time I've ever messed with.
Oh. He cut out. I hear him. He's tiny. They roped him in. They got him in the background. We'll take more of your confessions. Send those over on the website. You can record your dispatch. Just don't let it hiccup at the end like that if possible. Go over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com, or email if you want to be anonymous. Put that on top, tips@thenewsjunkie.com.
It does
People
say
are terrible.
quality control in like industrial and work programs. I mean, that's what it means in the prison system.
You hawk the world's largest loogie and a burger for the quality control person? This is why I rarely get takeout to-go restaurants. I mean, I think this is just something that happens more than we know. It makes me worried about things. But the thing I'm most worried about, honestly, those of you who do this and then watch the person eat it.
Well, it's part of the
psycho.
Part of the thing.
Yes, that's psycho behavior. That is psycho behavior. To do it is one thing, and that's disgusting. But to watch the person eat it, too, is just completely over the line. An excellent clip, top-notch clip when we come back that'll get a laugh out of at least some of you. We got more emails on the way. We got the hot sheet on the way. Hantavirus updates. The media is freaking out about that one. And I'll tell you where they've gone a little too far, I think. And a whole bunch more. Plus, chaos in the Philippines. All of that coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. At 9, it's Real Laughs. Follow.
Happy Wednesday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 25.
Hello.
Meteorologist Jessica Dobbs with the check. Every forecast for today, we're going to be expecting
Skull Mike exclusive. An email just for those of you behind the scenes. Anonymous emails the show. I swear one of the biggest problems in this world is anyone can hide behind a screen and just make the stupidest comments ever that instigate people on Facebook or wherever. I generally try to make a point not to engage, but sometimes I do and it really gets heated. Ever get the feeling that the person is crazy and gonna come kill you? I have, LOL. Once in the News Junkie Facebook group, someone was talking stupid S to me that was in Castleberry, local, and I'm like, how about you meet me in 30 minutes at the Wawa and tell me that to my face, bro? No response. Even once in the Oviedo community group page, a lady had her parrot escape and it was in her palm tree in the front yard, and she was asking people for help to get it. As a landscaper with ladders, I said I would come. Some guy starts commenting, I bet you don't have proper insurance to climb that high in a tree. And long story short, we were going to meet at the lady's house and fight. A lady's house, her parrot's in a palm tree, and you're fighting outside over ladders? Social media comment sections are a disease on this world. Is there any resolution, or are we just doomed? Thank you for the email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. He doesn't think he's the problem. This guy is the issue. Bro, get offline. You think this person is self-reporting? We're going to self-report. Anyone that disagrees can come to the Bithlow Denny's and fight me. I don't believe I've ever tried to start a fight online. But I'm thinking. This emailer sounds so soft. Well, he says that he thinks the comment sections of the internet are a bad negative impact on his life, and these people should be ashamed of themselves. Yesterday we were talking about the total eclipse of the heart lady having a heart issue. Bad musicians' fates. If anybody from the band Disturbed dies of a mysterious illness, the headline, "They got down with the sickness," is sure to happen. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop. Oh, boy. Back in 90 seconds. Meep. Hit that little game remote icon in chat. It'll get rid of all games chatter except for yours, okay? Hit that little game message icon. Sounds like he needs to get offline. If internet comments hurt you so much you want to catch a charge or get sued, you're lost. Sean, did you hear the Murdaugh news? What, is he getting a new case? It doesn't matter. He's not going anywhere. He's got 40 years on the business fraud. We did talk about that with Mo, though. All right, we're coming back right now.
Or vasocampted pagel is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about good mayo, Duke's mayo. It'll make any dish sing. Get Duke's mayo in store. It's got twang.
This portion of the News Junkie is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
If you're not confused, you are not paying attention. This is the News Junkie.
Can't wait to see you. Send us a dispatch. You can send us a video dispatch if you want, so we can legitimately see you here on the show and share you with all the people, tons of people, watching the stream live every single day. Do that over at thenewsjunkie.com. Couple of quick stories before the hot sheet. I'll be fast about this, I promise. But I did want to share this with you because, indeed, this is my favorite story of the day. In fact, hold on. As I bring this up, I haven't done this in a while, but this is undoubtedly my favorite story of the day. It could be one of my, I don't know if it is my favorite story of the year, but it's it's up there for some reason. You'll find out in just a moment here. All right, let me get this ready for you so you'll know what's going on. And then I'll tell you that it is the greatest story in the world.
Hold on, folks, because we're about to do the greatest story of the world.
Yeah, indeed. This one is something that happened in Glasgow, Scotland.
Hey, lad.
A driver crashed in a bizarre accident in Glasgow, Scotland. And the thing is, this is what they crashed into. Literally straight out of Looney Tunes.
Oh, that's hilarious.
There is a mural. There's a mural with a tunnel painted onto it.
Is this just a coincidence? Like, they weren't driving straight for it.
There's a mural with a tunnel painted on it, and they drove right into it. Like in the cartoons when the other guy would be coming and Wile E. Coyote, maybe he was trying to set up a trap for the Roadrunner. He would try to paint a fake tunnel, and then the Roadrunner would be able to go through the fake tunnel somehow. And then Wile E. Coyote would try, and he would smash into the wall. But somebody ran into it like Looney Tunes. They said this occurred on a stretch of road that leads to the tunnel approach slip. Redditors were quick to pile on, some joking the crash looked like a viral marketing campaign for Coyote versus Acme. It finally happened, a Looney Tunes accident in Glasgow. I was sure it was going to be an anvil or a fireworks explosion. I saw a Twitter post about saying how funny it would be if somebody crashed into this tunnel, but now they actually did. And yeah, this person in Glasgow, Scotland, crashed into a mural that closely resembled a tunnel entrance. They thought they were going into a tunnel and smashed into the side of the bridge. That's my question.
Did they think they were going into a tunnel, or did they just happen to get in an accident and they kind of fishtailed off to the side and hit the fake tunnel?
It says it's drawing close comparison to a Roadrunner cartoon after a motorist slammed into a mural that closely resembled a tunnel entrance. So I don't know if they really I like to think about it that way. All right, I like to think about the person just goes, all right, let's take a right here.
The car's pretty banged up, but
meet me.
GPS says, here we go. We got to go right. This is where we're headed for. So there's that. That's one for you. The other is a quick blind item. And I talked about the blind item that was from Crazy Days and Nights, where they have nailed many stories before they go mainstream, before everybody else drops their jaw at them. And the one that's coming up is supposed to be that Ghislaine Maxwell is getting pardoned. Now, I still don't believe that's going to happen, but they are really being brazen about calling this, and they're usually right about things. Now they have a blind item, and this one's called The Flight. Here's what it says. The headlines all scream illegal immigration, this and that, but not a thing is being done about the CEO of this company that is going to probably be the biggest company in the history of the world. In addition to be paying huge salaries to every employee, the CEO also wants to make sure he and his executive team are locked in. So every single month, he flies an entire 737 filled with escorts from different countries for his workers. Every month is a different country. Literally 200 of these escorts flown in for a month and then flown back out.
Like drinking around the world, but with your penis.
Kind of. Guess what we brought in this month? Argentina. And
yeah.
The CEO has about 50 people who only work on the escort flights every month. They have pimps all over the world gathering up women. We're talking about millions of dollars a month, and the CEO spends just on this that much money. He literally bought an apartment building to house them all in and has a team of a dozen housekeepers who keep it together. All in all, there must be 200 people employed who have to deal with all of this. Oh, and those employees who think they'll ever leave the company, the CEO has every apartment wired for sound and video.
Oh, wow.
So they said it's the biggest company in the world. They're flying in hundreds of escorts from different countries every single month. And then they wired up the apartment building that they put these escorts in with audio and video so nobody can ever tell anything about it. What company are they talking about? We'll take your guesses over on chat or at tips, TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com. Right now, let's do the hot sheet.
Check the hot sheet. It's in news. But not like real important news.
Best investigative reporting on the planet.
The top stories from the people on your screens and speakers are on the Hot Sheet with C-Lane.
That's right. The Hot Sheet's here, brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. We're going to go through the nonsense news, and I got to say hats off to this guy. Hats off. Well, job well done. If there are two people that deserve full bonuses this year,
yeah,
it's me and this guy.
All right, okay.
Joke thieving mother. The guy I'm talking about, of course, is the publicist for Hayden Panettiere. Is that how you say her last name, I think?
Sure.
I never know how to say it. Let me see.
The actress Hayden Panettiere, she has a memoir coming out called This Is Me, A Reckoning. And she has been on what seems to be a very successful press tour about this, because there have been article after article generated about the things that you can find in this memoir. Do you have the pronunciation?
I have her saying her own name, which I think is the best possible source we can get on this. So let's see.
Hey, I'm Hayden Panettiere.
All right.
Panettiere. Easy
Hayden
enough.
Panettiere. Okay, all right.
But as I've looked for stories for the Hot Sheet over the past week or so, I've seen Hayden Panettiere comes out as bisexual. Hayden Panettiere was put in a room with a famous naked celebrity who expected sex from her. Hayden Panettiere was dropped by Neutrogena reportedly after talking about her postpartum depression, and Hayden Panettiere giving up custody of her daughter. And the latest one is TMZ sat down with Hayden Panettiere's ex ahead of the upcoming memoir, This Is Me, A Reckoning. And he got surprisingly emotional when the conversation turned into the former couple's relationship. Blah, blah, blah. I still love her. I think there was some domestic violence, so I don't know if this...
Why doesn't she just name this person that she was put in a bed with?
She said a famous celebrity, and she...
Dish. Yeah. Tell us who put you in the bed with this person? Who was the person? What did they do that was illegal? We need to... This is the kind of stuff where it's like, say it, let's go.
Well, maybe it's in the memoir, and she only talked about enough of it so you'd buy the book in the Jay Shetty podcast, I think, is where she gave a lot of these little tidbits on.
All right.
And there have been article after article about it. The particular celebrity incident happened on a boat, so the implication was...
You know what the implication is.
Yeah. She said she got away, though. Another thing that they are milking for more stories is this roast of Kevin Hart that happened live on Netflix on Sunday. And now there's been a couple posts, vague booky, not so vague booky posts on Instagram from Michael Che of Saturday Night Live, not Che, Sean's only black friend. Growing up, but the comedian SNL star was originally actually slated to perform at the live Netflix event, but had to pull out due to scheduling difficulties with Saturday Night Live. He was not alone. They're saying the lineup underwent quite a bit of shuffling and last-minute additions and dropouts. He wrote some posts and posted a picture of a bunch of the writers who wrote all these racist jokes for the roast, and the picture that he selected. Now, I will say, selected is a carefully chosen word, because he picked the picture that only had white writers in it.
Okay.
If you look at Michael Che's Instagram, it says, let's do a roast celebrating the career of the most successful black comic in the last 10 years. I love that. Who should we get to write it? Next slide, a photo of 5 joke writers hired by Shane Gillis, all of them white. This was the photo. And he just said, come on, that's not funny. But those
Nick Mullen.
Yeah, those called out by Che are not the only scribes who worked on the roast. Worth noting, the telecast had 17 credited writers, several of whom were black. Shane Gillis himself posted a picture of more of them. And then I guess a couple of the comedians, I don't know what kind of budget they have for these kind of things, but like Tony Hinchcliffe and Chelsea Handler also posted photos of their own writing team that they hired for the roast.
That's crazy to me. Like, now the celebrities want to get their own joke writers, and they'll buy a literal team of people to write a whole roast thing for them.
Tony Hinchcliffe and Chelsea Handler are comedians. I understand Draymond Green. Is it Draymond Green, the basketball player that was on there?
Sounds like it, yeah.
I understand him going, hey, I am an NBA player. I'm going to need some help with this. And the celebrities who were there who weren't comedians were very forthcoming about the fact that A, they didn't write their jokes, and B, they were getting paid. I mean, like even some of the comedians were like, gotta say this, just here to get that check. I'm getting paid for this Kevin Hart roast. But I think some of those stories will start to fizzle off. I know George Floyd's family was upset about one of Hinchcliffe's jokes. Not surprised by that at all.
Yeah, I'm with Dave Chappelle on all this stuff. The problem is corporate media and these loser journalists come out and they'll take a joke at a thing, at a roast especially, and then they'll deliver it in the most deadpan way and say that you said that thing at the roast. And that's such a dumb, unfair way to do things. Like, we should have a little loophole where people are allowed to say things at roasts and then, like look at it like they really meant the thing they were saying.
I'll tell you what, I have been watching some of this this was available on Netflix before the live roast. I've been watching the Funny AF series with Kevin Hart, where it's like a comic search that they did, where the winner gets a Netflix special, like a 1 hour Netflix special.
Nice.
And pretty good, especially when they were whittling it down to the last 8 to 10 people. I haven't finished it yet. I know that the last one I think has aired and they've picked the person, but when they did the roast episode, there were some jokes that were better than any like actual roast joke that I've heard.
Really?
There were some jokes on there. I can't necessarily say them, but holy crap, I was laughing last night like out loud by myself at some of the jokes they told. Good job. So I don't know who won that yet. I'll figure it out. Try not to spoil it for me. But if you need something mindless to watch, Funny AF actually has some good content to it. Over to Chris Brown. This guy doesn't seem smart. He just doesn't. He's
still mad about that Rihanna thing, C-Lane?
He's mad about the haters for his new album. Pitchfork gave his new album a terrible review. I think they even tweeted the brand new album called Brown. They gave it a score of 1.3 yesterday and called it a real piece of S. Mm-hmm. And so if you looked at Chris Brown's Instagram story from Tuesday, they said he was heated. He tells fans he knows they want him to say something about the criticism, but instead he says, "We kicking they ass. I'ma keep my foot on they neck and we ain't stopping." Which, like, for Chris Brown to say anything violent seems just stupid by now, but everybody seems to have given Chris Brown a pass, and he's still playing stadium tours.
Verbatim. That's my favorite part. That you...
What does it say in the intro? The finest journalistic integrity, whatever Tommy Lee Jones says.
Can you read his quote again, just so we know his quote one more time?
"We kicking they ass. I'ma keep my foot on they neck, and we ain't stopping." Pitchfork described his new album as soulless hit-chasing project that doesn't justify his return to the public eye.
Well, no one cares about Pitchfork, all right? Just get over it.
Somebody else has justified it, the people buying his tickets. Hey, here's a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
They just did upfronts at New York City. Disney did their upfront event for like all the things that they're going to be releasing on their different platforms.
This is when they show the advertisers what's the upcoming content, right?
Right. And one of the things is they have a new season of American Horror Story. And two of the people who are working together are ex-lovers, Emma Roberts and Evan Peters, who they made their appearance together at the upfronts, rare appearance on stage for the first time, I think, since like 7 years after their breakup. But now they are acting in this American Horror Story together. First time they've worked together since they called off their engagement in 2019 after a 7-year on-again, off-again relationship. And I say to you, Sean, and to you, Josh, if iHeart handed you a blank check and said, you write it, you write out the amount, and we'll sign it, but you have to record a podcast with your ex, how much are you writing on that check?
Which one?
I want a lot of money. I want a lot of money, but it's going to be a good podcast. It's going to be.
Are you going to get a word in?
Does it just? Does it just have to be just the ex? Can you bring anybody else along with you?
The only people you can bring with you are more exes.
Okay, all right.
All of them.
No. I mean $500,000.
$500.
That's it. You have a blank check.
You have a blank check.
Whatever it is going all to Courtney anyways, because this is just how this is going to go. I'm like, here we go. I understand. Here you are.
All right. And real quick streaming news before we wrap up the hot sheet. There is something that's very exciting for fans of the horror genre, which I never grew up being, but I know a lot of people are into this. And they said officially making a comeback after 17 years in legal limbo, Friday the 13th is getting a prequel that's coming to Peacock this fall. It's called Crystal Lake. It takes place before the original Friday the 13th movie and stars Linda Cardellini as Jason's mother, Pamela Voorhees. A child actor is also set to play a recurring role as Jason himself. The reason it has taken so long is because they just have all these legal battles on who owns the IP, and they don't know who can actually sign off on some of these things. So It's been 17 years since the 2009 reboot that was poorly reviewed but financially lucrative. Another attempt to reset the canon of this trailblazing slasher franchise. A similar thing happened in Nightmare on Elm Street with Wes Craven's estate in 2019. They tried to revive Freddy Krueger. That's stalling out. I think there's an actual market for these old characters to come back if they could just figure out, what they're doing here. Hey, if you are looking to get out of your renting situation and get into a house where you're actually putting your money towards something good, That Mortgage Guy Don is ready to help you. He has helped plenty of our listeners. If you already have a quote and you don't know, hey, could I get something better? That Mortgage Guy Don is the one to go to. You just go to the website, That Mortgage Guy Don, take a picture of your quote. You can do it on your phone, upload it on the Compare Your Quote tab. Don will review it with you and tell you if you're leaving money on the table. It's that easy. Why would you spend more than you need to? Go to That Mortgage Guy Don, and he'll help you save money today.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Thank you, Sealand. We are a little behind.
Again?
Quick break. I want to tell you real quick. Big thanks to Sun State John for the 13 gifted subs.
Yeah.
It's an unlucky number, but you could be lucky. Go claim one of those Secret Shows gift subscriptions. It'll give you a month unlocked secret shows. The uncensored shows ready for you. Go claim those right now while you can, courtesy of Sun State John. Drop in chat. Tell him thank you. He'll get an email every time you claim one, too, so he knows it's yours. Thank you to Sun State John for the 13 gifted Secret Show subscriptions over at thenewsjunkie.com. Back in a moment with a politician she's under fire for doing something very strange. A young girl sent her a letter, and she responded to the young girl. I'm going to read the response to you. We'll see what you think. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Support the arts and local artists at the Orlando Fringe Festival with over 100 shows happening now through May 25th. Get more info at orlandofringe.org. Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM, HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station guaranteed human.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a crash getting cleared up on John Young Parkway southbound at Orange Center Boulevard. An accident on I-Drive.
Stay by.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Wait, sign up.
Boom!
Get your first application for
Sun State John with the 13 gifted subs.
Pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/20.
Thank you, Sun State John. Go grab those while you can. Friday the 13th story and 13 subs. Yeah, I know. Oh, 5 left. 5 left. Move fast. We are way behind. Or over. Depends on how you feel about it. I really want to see what you guys think about this next story. It's a good time. Keyword's fun? Is that true? What is this? Excuse me. Fun, yeah. Fun is the keyword. Fun. How long until we get the Sun State John camera angle? Well, I mean, where do you think this equipment comes from? Kind people like Sun State John and you who give subscriptions to secret shows. This is the money that comes in to support what happens in this studio in particular. If it happens in this studio, it's supported by that. It's the best way to show your love, all right? Go to thenewsjunkie.com, hit that gift icon. That is not a bunch of money going to the corporate behemoth iHeart. All they get is a small processing fee, and the rest goes to the show, all right? I tried to claim one. It would not let me claim one. I don't know enough about it. Sun State John is the only reason the show is possible. Probably true for right now. Why are you not being as generous? That's the question. Huh? Go over to thenewsjunkie.com, hit that gift icon, and give some secret show subscriptions. 90 seconds. How many of you think the media is overhyping the Hantavirus stories? Is the media overhyping the Hantavirus stories? Yes or no? Now I'm being hyper aware about clapping my hands because that guy complained about me clapping my hands on Skull Mike. How many of you think Hantavirus is being overhyped by the media? Yes or no? Yeah? Sun State John is also just cool. He's a cool cat. Yes? Yeah? Yeah? I mean, hard agree. 1,000% hard agree. And there's a tricky thing that they're doing that I'm going to point out when we come back that I think you'll notice as well. Plus this politician versus a child. I felt COVID was overhyped, and look what happened. They overhyped everything. True. True, 100%, 1,000%. Yeah, I mean, not only is this being hyped, but I have a particularly good example of something that I keep seeing the media outlets do over and over and over again that I think shows they're hyping this up. So let's talk about that now, and then the politician that went after a child. And should children be fair game? Here we go. Come back.
407-657-2000 or wepainteverything.com.
We started Henyon and Walsh for people like you. People with integrity, honesty, and loyalty. The result? We care about you and your investment success. We're dedicated to your financial goals, so we'll always give you our best efforts because you've earned it. We're Henyon and Walsh and committed to you. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Henyon & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Henyon & Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Fun. F-U-N. Fun. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Radio. Real Radio 104.1.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock. This is
Here we are, hanging out together, just you and us here on the show. Forget the same 3 songs over and over. Hang out with us in the world's most viral newsroom. Details about the show at thenewsjunkie.com. How many of you think that the media is way overhyping all these Hantavirus stories? How many of you? Huh? Yes or no? Is the media way overhyping all these hantavirus stories.
This is how it happens again.
By the way, the answer is yes. Okay, all right, and that's fine if this is how it happens again. But I look at the news wires for hantavirus, and I just see so many stories now. It's just like endless stories about this. All the Americans that they tested are negative for hantavirus, but there's a French patient that's critically ill. There's so many stories about those patients and about some other person who potentially might have tested positive who wasn't on the cruise ship. And oh my God, it's just panic everywhere. There's just so many stories. People.com, woman diagnosed with hantavirus after being on cruise ship, now on an artificial lung in the final stage of supportive care, doctor says. And this was a woman who was on the MV Hondius, the cruise ship, that was, at the center of this outbreak where these rich people went bird watching at a dump. I went to like a landfill, and there's rats all over the place, and they think they might have gotten hantavirus from the rats at this landfill they decided to tour.
What birds were they trying to watch? Like vultures?
Maybe. For me, I look at this and I go, you could have just not done the very rich person. Like, this is a rich artsy person move to go, we're going on a tour of a landfill today. That's what we're doing. We're touring the landfill. We'll see where all these people throw their things away. And, this is the life they live. But we'll also appreciate the bird watching. And I look at this and I go, you didn't need to do that. You did, and you maybe started spreading stuff around. But then the media, these outlets, these like corporate media outlets are just, it's like they're so excited that there might be another pandemic. Because you won't sit down and watch their coverage. They're like, we have to force them. We need to make them stay home again. When we made them stay home and they got really scared, then they watched all of our coverage. And after that, they haven't been watching CNN. They're not tuning back in on MSNBC. We got to go into freak out mode because not as many people are watching as watched during the pandemic over on Fox News. It's the same thing. And, one of the ways that I know that this is a bunch of nonsense, right? And that they're overhyping this like crazy is one of the big stories today is this. All right. France confines more than 1,700 people to a cruise ship after a suspected norovirus outbreak. Now, there are so many stories that are being intertwined here because I think they'll fool you into confusing hantavirus, which is a very particular thing, which doesn't usually spread that well and won't usually lead to some big issue, with norovirus, which is also a virus, but is about as common on cruise ships as island drinks are. I mean, it's just like the norovirus. If you've ever met somebody who is
Except for yesterday when it was election day in the Bahamas.
Yeah, because you couldn't drink. If you've ever met anybody who's been big into cruising, they probably have had norovirus. But all of the headlines are trying to confuse people to think that both of these things are the same or somehow related. And there's so many stories, like 1,700 stranded on a cruise ship. Oh, no, there's suspected norovirus outbreaks. Norovirus is like diarrhea. You're going to get sick. You're not going to feel that well. It passes around on a cruise ship because you're in a confined space and people are getting each other sick. But it is not the hantavirus. They are very, very different. Very different, norovirus and hantavirus. But they're trying to conflate the two because they want you to be scared. They want you to tune back in. There's another version to this, too. NBC South Florida. Princess cruise ship docks in Port Canaveral after 115 people were sickened with the norovirus. And again, this is very normal. It's not that big of a deal to have norovirus on a cruise ship.
I don't even think it was the first reported outbreak on that cruise ship of norovirus.
No. This is like a major common occurrence on a cruise ship. Almost all of these cruise ships, somebody gets the norovirus, and you try not to spread it around that much. It's uncomfortable. You're not going to feel good, but it's a stomach bug. Okay? It's a stomach bug. It's so gross that people just are panting and just really champing at the bit, ready to get excited because they think people can get freaked out about another pandemic-related thing. But these two are not the same. You don't need to conflate them. And so far, there's so many more headlines about the Hantavirus stuff than there probably need to be. All right, I know that may damn me to COVID 2.0 happening here, but I don't believe it is. I think they're way overdoing this. Midwesterner who is not on a rat virus cruise is feared to have Hantavirus, as millionaire Oregon Dr. 69 says he caught the disease during an exposition. On and on and on. There's a million headlines like this today.
That sounded like that was the doctor's yahoo.com handle. Oregon Doctor 69.
Oregon Doctor, 69, says he caught the disease during an expedition.
Hey, it's me, Oregon Doctor 69. Lay on your back and do everything the nice doctor tells you.
I want to get some more of your feedback here on the show. Let's see what you got. Give my voice a break here as I'm fighting off not Hantavirus, but, just the common cold going around. Let's see what you think. Here is Nathan talking about having a bad boss, okay?
Yo, News Junkie, what's up?
Hey.
So, real quick, back in early 2000s, late 90s, I used to work at this arts and crafts store in Atlanta. And the owner of the store was a complete douche.
Right.
He was male chauvinist, touched on all the women, made them feel uncomfortable.
Weird.
Made them talk down to all the guys. He was just a really horrible person. One night after work, while he was back in his office, counting the cash and stuff, getting everything ready for deposits.
Okay.
Went out and slashed all his tires and busted out his windows in his car, and then, went home.
Why?
Next day, come into work.
Oh, because he's a douche.
And he had absolutely no clue. He was so mad. Oh, man, my car. I had to get someone to come pick me up today. My car was destroyed. Freaking windows were busted out. And everyone in the store knew exactly who it was. And, yeah.
Man, I hope he was bad for you to have done that to him, because he didn't lay out enough of the case, I don't think.
Also, he must have been bad, because if everybody knew who did it and nobody snitched on you, he doesn't have one ally in that place.
That's true. That's
one
a point
person, one person who would be, just kind of schemy enough to try and get ahead by outing you. That means the dude sucked.
It usually is an indicator. I'm not going to deny that. It usually is an indicator that something has gone wrong with this guy when nobody will tell him the obvious thing. Anonymous emails, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. So my best friend and I worked at the Chick-fil-A at a local mall. We were both shift managers back in the late 90s. We had a new employee, and you know how they sell brownies. Well, we cut a perfect square out of the grease trap of the fryer and put ice cream on top of it. You guys are monsters, man.
Nasty,
Is that hazing because it's a new employee?
Yeah. It's a violation. I knew you guys were going to do this when we talked about the story about this McDonald's employer that's in trouble and going viral today. We told him that was for new employees and he could go into the back and eat it. Because once the grease hardens, it looks just like brownies. He went to the back and took a bite, and all we heard was him screaming and saw him spitting. Yes, it was mean looking back, but funny as hell at the time. Thanks. Have a great day, Anonymous. Well, you are absolved, all right? Absolution is offered to you. Thank you for the confession. This person says, confession for a friend. Many years ago, there was a local cop who was well known as a total dick. He gave a friend of mine who worked at a local restaurant frequented by cops a BS ticket. Fast forward a couple of months, and said old cop came in for lunch. Friend...
Bad, huh?
Friend ran a batch in his coleslaw and then watched him eat it.
Gross.
There's such a common phrase in all of these when you mess with somebody's food was watched him eat it.
And I picture it the same way every time, C-Lane. When they say that, they're like, and then I watched him eat it, and I picture them like, just around the corner, just watching and staring, and watching the person eat the food you've messed with is weird, guys.
If I ever messing with the food is weird, Sean.
That is illegal, and that is out of bounds and off limits, and you shouldn't do it. But watching the person after you've done it is the Joker-like thing.
You're telling me that if you pull some sort of revenge or even some sort of prank on somebody, You don't want to be there to see the prank unfold?
Not that one. No, that's disgusting. God almighty.
I think what everybody should learn from this is, like, if you see somebody watching you eat, put it down. Put it down now.
If anybody is like with their hands in a curious way by their face, watching you eagerly eat, like, yeah.
Enjoying the coleslaw, are we?
Immediately. And if they keep asking
Especially
you,
if it's coleslaw.
Yeah. If they keep asking you, like, what do you think? Is it good? You enjoying it? How's that coleslaw? How's that coleslaw? You enjoying it?
Good old coleslaw.
You know what I meant. I corrected it immediately afterward. Hey, junkies, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. I live in a small apartment complex. This is about talking to your neighbors. And those of us that live on the back of the complex are all very close. We hang out on the weekends, drinking and other things and partying, and we have cookouts. We all look out for each other. We're pretty close. It's unlike any other place I've lived. Everybody ranges from their 20s to 80s, with the majority of us being in our 40s, and we all look out for the older people. But, of course, that comes with a little drama from time to time. We've nicknamed the apartment complex Melrose Place because there's so many storylines going on, and it's a fantastic thing. Love the show. Have a great day, says this person. Thank you for the email, tips@thenewsjunkie.com.
That's fun.
So many more stories coming in and confessions.
Oh, no.
This person doesn't say they want to be anonymous. But you guys know who they are.
Okay.
Should I read their email?
Read the email, and then let's find out if they should be anonymous or not.
Okay. Confession. I worked at a restaurant in Winter Park when I was 14. They served rice with every meal. Buddy and I peed in cups and poured it in the rice all the time.
All the time?
Yeah. Well, it just says poured it in the rice. Just so that he worked at a restaurant when he was 14. They served rice with every meal, and they would pee in cups and pour it in the rice. Can I just tell you something?
What?
The email is coming from inside the building. The email is coming from inside the building.
Inside this building, or is this a metaphorical building?
Inside the building. Can you see without showing?
Hold on, I'm going to look for this.
Okay. No, I'll give you. Can you see?
Yes, I can. Hang on.
Okay. I want to laugh.
Tell him.
That is believable.
Yeah, it made sense. It's coming from inside the building. I didn't. We won't call that person out necessarily. But thank you. No. Thank you, sir, for your emails. Appreciate it.
Statute of limitations, though.
Yeah. One more. Here is anonymous. Absolve me of my sins, Father Wasson. So I'm an exterminator. Sometimes you got to go. I went to a house to do an inspection, and nobody was home, but I had to get in. Let's just say I was lucky they weren't home because I had to unclog their toilet when I was done. I'm just glad they had a plunger handy. I hope the smell was gone by the time they got home. I want to absolve you because I said I would absolve everybody for your confession, but that is very different than what all these other ones are. You just abused somebody's toilet, for God's sake.
He had to go.
He did, but did you have to go there? Even the backyard.
It's better than the guys, doing it in bags or leaving it in the attic.
Or the coleslaw guy, and watching him. I'm still worried about this. Quick break. When we come back, a politician gets a letter from a child, and the politician absolutely torches the child in response. Is this out of line or fair game? I'll read all of it for you. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
AI doesn't have a childhood story that goes too far. We do. In spades. Real Radio 104.1, guaranteed human.
There's a crash getting cleared up on John Young Parkway southbound at Orange Center Boulevard. An accident on I Drive where it meets Westwood Boulevard. The major roadways, you won't be running into too much trouble. Typical delays through that amusement park area. There's 477 from the traffic center on Jamesburg.
This report is sponsored by True Green. Easiest way to get off-course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at TrueGreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Name names.
You can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21.
Inside the building. Not real radio. Inside the building, not real radio. Some of you are weird. Weird folks. Mr. Predicto, has anybody ever run a batch in my coleslaw?
There is no doubt.
Shit. That is unwelcome news. I don't know what to do with that information. I think I gotta shut down the confessions. There's so many coming in. YouTubers, I'm trying not to shred my voice, because if I can get through the rest of the show, maybe I can recover a little bit more and possibly get through Thursday and Friday. But quickly, if you don't mind, hit the like button on the YouTube stream. Please hit the like button on YouTube. Please and thank you. No, this is very good. Keep it rolling. I've got some queued up. We'll get to them before the end of the show. Hit that like button over on YouTube, please. Yes, it does. One like button is one soothing release for my throat. Fuck. I should have thought about that before. Okay. Never mind. Hang on, I need more water. Don't clip it and ship it, boys.
Since 1984, Solar Source has helped Central Florida homeowners beat rising energy costs. Now, during the Solar Source Price Rewind event, they're offering a free 2020 pricing deal you may never see again. No pressure, no gimmicks, just expert guidance. And for a limited time, Solar Source will honor any pre-2020 solar electric quote while supplies last. Join the 75,000 homeowners who've already made the switch. Visit solarsource.com. Get your new
Hey.
today.
Banana Man. Hello? Hello? There you are. Gotcha. Come on. Come on, we gotta do the show. We have to do the show, okay? Jesus. Coming back from break, we're gonna be late. Here we go.
Funeral and memorial service for my mother, Janet, who never wanted any of this. Kicking off at the 35th Orlando International Fringe Festival in Lock Haven Park. For tickets and more information, go to againstherwishes.com. That's againstherwishes.com. Brought to you in part by Dobbs Funeral Home. We'll see you there.
Yacht Rock Radio on iHeartRadio drops anchor and goes commercial free every weekend. Weekends were made for smooth sailing. Yacht Rock Radio's got the soundtrack. Just sit back, put your feet up, and enjoy. The smoothest soft rock from the 70s and 80s. Open the free iHeart app, search Yacht Rock, and set sail.
Need more animals, more gators, and more fun? Y'all need Gatorland.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, FUN. F-U-N, FUN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
The only show brave enough to admit we Google half this stuff. This is the News Junkie.
I got it.
I mean, I wish I would not have started this conversation now that I'm looking back on all of this.
Kind of ruins your trust in people.
One of the confessions in chat was I changed a baby's diaper on the cutting board at the restaurant where I worked. Like, why? Don't tell us this. We don't want to know these things, but yet somehow we do. We're taking confessions on workplace things that you did. Anything at the workplace where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. A lot of those are coming in. We'll get to more of them momentarily here on the show. Also, I have a clip I want to play for you in a bit, but I wanted to share this story with you in the meantime. There is a teacher, and tell me what you think about this as just as an assignment for students to start off with. The teacher decided that what she was going to do was have all of the kids in her class, fourth grade class. How old are you in fourth grade?
9.
9?
Yeah.
Okay. 9 years old. They wanted all the kids in this fourth grade class to write a letter to an elected official. All right. Or more particularly, to write a persuasive essay and then send it to somebody who could make a difference. So, like, let's say you said, I think this should be done differently in the United States of America. And then you would have to take that letter that you wrote and you'd have to send it to a person that was in charge of it. So a politician in a lot of cases. That was the assignment in this classroom. And all of these different kids went and wrote these things and sent them out to various people. But one child in particular got a response back. Now, a fourth grader wrote to this particular person, Representative Virginia Fox, responded to a letter from a fourth grader by telling him he had been propagandized by a teacher who is indoctrinating him. All right, so she wrote back, I guess. The teacher assigned Christian Mango, a 10-year-old, to write a persuasive essay and send it to somebody in a position to act on the request. And the email came in, or the letter came in, and the politician said, basically...
Didn't Christian Mango's parents go to Royal Palm Beach High School?
Maybe. You're wrong about this, and you've been propagandized to, was the response to this 10-year-old. So the question I have to you is kind of a big one. If it's a kid, and the kid, like there's a child that is reaching out to somebody of authority, should you handle them with kid gloves? Or if they're wading into the political world and you think they're wrong about things, this is like, no, this is propaganda. You've been brainwashed. None of what you're saying is true. Can you treat the kid like an adult when they enter into the arena like this? Somebody says, CNJ Forge on YouTube says, was the kid's name Greta? Greta Thunberg, I think is what he's talking about. The little doom goblin. And that was kind of the strategy there. This young girl gets very serious about climate change, drops out of school, and then the young girl's screaming at everybody. But if you say anything back, it's like, oh my God, she's a little autistic girl. Why are you saying anything about her? So I ask you legitimately, is it okay for if politicians get letters from kids for them to roast the kid if they think they were wrong? Now, let's go into the details. I don't know if this kid was right or if the politician's right. Well, somebody must have been right here. Let's see what happened in this case. Here we go.
Fox attacked him and attacked his teachers and said that his teachers were indoctrinating him with propaganda. How do you even explain that to a 10-year-old?
Were they?
You just heard from a furious Greensboro mom quoting what a North Carolina congresswoman wrote in a letter to her 10-year-old son, Christian Mango. He's a fourth grader at Canterbury School in North Greensboro.
All right.
This is the Fox 8 10 o'clock news. I'm Katie Nordine.
All I can think of is Mango. Isn't that an SNL character?
Such as Mango.
Mango. That's all I can
Can
think
you
of.
tell
right
a
now.
babbling brook, hey, pipe it down? No.
Mango, this little kid, writes a letter, he's 10, to the politician. The politician goes, listen, you little dumbass. Here's what I think about you.
And I'm Neil McNeil. After his teacher
Neil
assigned
McNeil.
his
Neil
class to
again.
write a persuasive essay on a topic of his choice, Christian decided to write about why the federal government should provide tax rebates to those who buy electric vehicles. He then decided to mail a copy of his essay to North Carolina Republican Congresswoman Virginia Fox, whose 5th district stretches from the mountains to the northern suburbs of the Piedmont Triad, including the bulk of Greensboro.
Okay, real quick. So the letter that the 10-year-old wrote was about you should get tax benefits for buying electric vehicles?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? That's not even extremist or like outlandish or
it's
anything.
something that used to happen.
Yeah, like I think that should be the case. I think electric vehicles, if they're made in America, if they're American-made electric vehicles and they employ Americans, and we
I don't even think we have a lot of electric vehicles that are imported yet.
No, we don't get as a lot of like from China and some other markets. I don't think we get quite as many of them. But I don't think that's a super radical take. Maybe I'm radical on. Maybe I've been indoctrinated.
Libtard.
Maybe I'm the libtard again. I don't know. But I don't think that's very shocking.
Needless to say, Fox's response wasn't what Christian or his mom expected. Fox 8's Justin Lundy spoke with both of them. Justin joins us here in the studio. So, Justin, did Christian understand the language she used in her response?
Christian says he had to ask his mom to explain some of the words Representative Fox used because...
Mom, what does effing moron mean?
Mom, why does this letter start with "Dear Bitch Boy"?
What does this mean? What is she calling me?
They were too advanced for his vocabulary, but he did say once his mother explained to him what Fox said, he was upset his teacher was targeted.
Oh, no.
2038 is only 12 years away, and you and your classmates will be responsible for the debt.
A message from Republican North Carolina Congresswoman...
I mean, the old lady is like...
For the debt. She'll be long dead.
The old lady's like, listen, you 10-year-old. Your stupid decisions are going to mount so much debt. You're going to be saddled with this, and you're all going to be impoverished little losers. All right? Nobody's going to have a pot to pee in. We're going to all be it's the end of the world, right? And we can't afford this. What are you thinking? You've been indoctrinated by your teacher. I think some kids are indoctrinated by teachers. I think it happens. I don't know, this doesn't seem crazy to me. I'm still waiting for the
Virginia
moment.
Fox that was sent to 10-year-old Christian Mango. Christian says certain words she said.
I could understand like half of it, not all of it.
His mother, Emily Mango, says the reply from Fox was in regards to an assignment from Christian's teacher at Canterbury School in Greensboro.
Tell me she dropped the F word for gays on this little kid. Tell me she, in the first paragraph, listen, just drops it on him. She's how old? Let's get an age on Virginia Fox.
82, I think.
82. She's 82. She's writing to a 10-year-old, okay?
His class, they're in fourth grade.
She was
they
old when
wrote
he
a
was
persuasive
born.
essay.
Many times over. Yes, that's absolutely true. Yeah. But I really am questioning, though. Would you say, well, the kid waded into the world of politics. You don't treat them like a kid once they weigh in on
They're choosing, and they mailed it off to a representative, a CEO, whoever the decision maker was that could be influential in hearing their persuasive essay points.
Christian says the topic he chose.
We should have a $5,000 tax rebate
That's
for
it?
electric cars because they're better than normal cars. They're better for the environment. You pay less, and there's no gas.
All right, okay. So he says they're better for the environment. I think that's inarguably true, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Unless you want to argue about lithium batteries and the disposal. Yeah.
I mean, I think all told, based on the lifetime of the car, most people would agree. It's about whether you care or not, or whether you think that there's a pressing issue or not. I think most people would say, are they better for the environment? Yes, I think most people would say that. Whether you care is another thing. Then you'd say it doesn't take any gas. That's just inarguably true. It's an electric vehicle. Most of them that are totally electric, obviously, do not require gas. $5,000 as a tax rebate, which is what the kid was asking for. I'm pretty sure we've already had that.
We have, but not anymore.
Yeah. So like the kid's saying we should reinstate something that was already done to begin with, right? Arnott said this kid wasn't given a script at all. Oh, I'm sure he was, and they all are in so many cases like this. And the kid's definitely hearing it from his parents, or from maybe the teacher might be leaning on the scale a little bit. But like I said, it's not very crazy, and it's a 10-year-old kid.
I'm curious. I think his mother said that the school didn't have any input on what he wrote about.
Yeah,
but I'm curious what his parents drive.
Yeah. Oh, they're showing a Tesla here. Is this theirs?
The essay to Fox in a Canterbury school envelope with 4th grade on the return address. A few weeks later, the school received this letter from Representative Fox via email.
All right. Okay, hold on. The letter came to the school. Hang on. All right. Christian, dear Christian, thank you for contacting me with your letter to express your support for a $5,000 tax rebate for all new electric car purchases. It's important for me to hear from constituents, and I appreciate you taking the time to share your thoughts. We all agree about the importance of fostering innovation and American competition in the automobile industry. I believe the best solutions to the environmental problems come not from one-size-fits-all government regulations, but rather from human ingenuity that provides incentives through free market policy. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Is the problem that, like, she wrote in such a way that he couldn't understand it? Because that, so far, this is a totally legit response from this lady. This approach encourages the development of new sustainable technologies, supports the growth of our economy, and provides jobs. Government regulations, on the other hand, too often stifle economic growth and the innovation that brings solutions to the marketplace. For this reason, House Republicans support an all-of-the-above energy policy. What many folks do not realize is that the money comes from the federal government. It comes from ordinary citizens who pay taxes to support that government. Therefore, your request that the federal government should give $5,000 in the tax rebate for all electric car purchases means that the federal government must take that money out of the pockets of hardworking people who may have not had the means to buy an electric vehicle in the first place. This is true, especially since it's mostly people with higher incomes who are able to purchase new electric cars. I don't know if that part's true, because I think some new Teslas are cheaper than a lot of gas-powered vehicles. I might be wrong about that.
There's some pretty affordable ones.
I think they have some pretty low-cost vehicles considering the competition. Have also linked here 6 articles about the disastrous record of policies enacted to address climate change for your perusal. And then there's some links. Is there something on the bottom? Because that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Was he supposed to explain it to you like you're 10, literally?
Nah, it says, further, it's my belief we should get the federal government out of all these things that are not based on the U.S. Constitution. I've attached an article to this correspondence for your benefit entitled 2038, which explains how little time the United States has left before the interest payments on the national debt surpass our total discretionary spending. Oh, snore. This is an urgent crisis. 2038 is only 12 years away, and you, in all caps, and your classmates will be responsible for that debt. That's the part that they already quoted.
Yeah.
Incidentally, please ask your teacher to explain propaganda to you. While I will never be able to know, my guess is that your teachers will not give you a good educational experience and help you learn to think, as they are too interested in indoctrinating you. How sad.
Okay.
If you have not already, I encourage you to sign up for my newsletter by using my website, www.fox.house.gov, to stay up to date on my work in Congress. Yeah, right away, bitch.
I don't think he's going to sign up for that. Save for the ending of that. I thought it was fine. I thought the fine was she shouldn't have done the propaganda thing at the end. She should have just stayed to saying, like, here's what I think about this. And, you know, I disagree with you. But she didn't need to put that end part in. Let us know what you think. Is fair, not fair, too far? Send a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com or email tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Jury duty coming up next on The News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Jury duty's next. After hearing that whole response, do you think that lady was out of line? Hearing the whole response, do you think the politician was out of line? Yeah, he's 10, and I get that. I agree with that. But should she have dumbed it down?
Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-IHEART.
I'm betting she didn't even write it. One of her staffers probably did. That could be true. Not at all. No. Not at all, even though I don't agree with her. I think she could have avoided saying propagandized by your teacher, et cetera, et cetera. And if she would have, I would have said, I commend her, because I bet most of the other people didn't even respond. What do you think? No, she was justified. She was treating him as an intelligent person. Yeah, that's the part I don't get. He's like, I didn't understand it. Well, you're 10. If I were her, I would argue, if you don't understand the reply, how is it possible that you understood the point that you were making to begin with? You follow? Like, you don't understand what I'm saying to you as a reply, but you understand that we need to have electric vehicles and you should get some sort of refund? I have to pee. Chew on that. I'll be right back.
It's the perfect day. You're just driving along, listening to your favorite music, the windows down. There's a cool breeze. Life is good. But wait, hold on a second. You're not wearing a seatbelt? You better put that on before that. Oh, too late. Cops everywhere are stepping up enforcement, so you better buckle up or you will get caught. Sorry to ruin your day. Click it or ticket. Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
As an Olympic swimmer, I love a challenge, but a race against a rip current is one I could never win. Rip currents can be killers. These powerful channels of water can push anyone away from shore. Take these tips from the National Weather Service to heart. First, check the surf conditions before you go in. Second, swim with others inside of a lifeguard. And if caught in a current, swim parallel to the shore until you escape its reach. I'm Ian Crocker, reminding you to stay safe and how to break the grip of the rip. Learn more about rip currents at ripcurrents.noaa.gov.
On Plus Nicotine Pouches present Comfort Chronicles. The 10 o'clock tea time. How comfortable. You show up in stretchy shorts and breathable tea and maybe no socks. Not to breathe. While others sweat in pleated khakis, you're in your comfort zone bombing drives.
Here they go.
In your pocket, On Plus Nicotine Pouches. The safest pouch on the planet. Buy a can at
Sorry about that.
nicotine.com.
Sorry if you've been a little crooked. It's only partly my fault. 90 seconds. My zipper down? Maybe the news story covering, news station covering the story is the one with the propaganda? Why?
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep...
I've never seen Sean leave the studio for anything other than TIL. No, I pee sometimes.
Have an infection or active swelling.
I pee sometimes.
Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment,
Everybody pees.
or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure.
All right, we're coming back, everybody.
Machinery until vision
Jury duty.
after an eye injection.
On deck.
Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your
A banger, jury duty. Do not miss it.
855 Izervay or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Stellis Pharma.
We promised you a first-class country music cruise, and the first sailing of Top Shelf Country Cruise delivered. The bar's set, and nothing less will do. In March 2027, we're setting sail on the luxurious Celebrity Summit, departing from Tampa, stopping in Bimini, Key West, and Cozumel. See performances by headliner Riley Green, Chris Young, Lauren Elena, Randy Houser, and more. Your favorite country stars will be on board. Will you be? Book any available cabin.
All right, stand by. Here we go.
Headliner Riley Green, Chris Young, Lauren Elena, Randy Houser, and more. Your favorite country stars will be on board. Will you be? Book any available cabin at TopShelfCountryCruise.com.
That red talkback mic on the free iHeart app, it's more powerful than it looks. One tap can get you in the conversation.
You guys, are you serious?
Enter to win something amazing.
That $1,000.
Or just a request.
What up?
Try it now. Just open the free iHeart Radio app.
True Green, the easiest way to get a golf course quality lawn. Don't wait. Sign up at TrueGreen.com and get your first application for $9.95. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. Let the pros do the work so you can enjoy your weekend. Hurry, offer ends 5/21. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Save every day at Headquarter Hyundai. We've dropped prices on acres of new Hyundais. Visit headquarterhyundai.com.
Because therapy's expensive, and we have microphones. This is the
So good to have you on board. You're funny, you're great, people like you, and you look fantastic today.
Learn more about the show, go over to the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. All right, a couple of things here before I hit the jury duty intro. I didn't play this yet, but people are sending this around. It's going pretty viral. I guess Trump was outside of what's the presidential helicopter, Marine One? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like Air Force One is the plane that the president is on, and Marine One is always the helicopter, I guess, that the president is on. So President Trump's outside of Marine One, and he's doing an interview talking about the ballroom again. I don't understand the ballroom outrage. I continue to not understand that. If we have to pay just insane amounts of taxpayer dollars, then that would be one thing.
Well, I think that's what the new rage about it is, right? Because he said it was privately funded, and then they're like, "Just kidding."
The only public funding stuff that I could see that you would be decent to get upset about was like there's a Secret Service part of this, and that is going to cost the taxpayers some money. But a lot of the construction money appears to be privately funded from like big old billionaire companies. And unless that's proven not to be true, who cares? Why do I care what a bunch of rich people are funding for the White House? It's not really of much concern to me. And there are a lot of things to be worried about with the government wasting money. The government wastes money everywhere you look, everywhere you look. And I love pointing out those things, and I love us fixing those things. But this seems like not the most egregious example. However, the reporter and the president are talking about this, and the president's like, it's going to be even bigger. And then the reporter says it's going to cost double. All right. And then it didn't go well. Here it is.
So what happened is we have a ballroom that's under budget. It's going up right here. I've doubled the size of it because we obviously need that. And we're right now on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule. I doubled the size of it, you dumb person. It's double the size. You are not a smart person.
He almost dropped the R word.
He almost went for it, didn't he? He goes, you are like you went in a little bit. She said it's double the cost or something, and he's like, I doubled the size of it, and they're arguing over that. And he kind of like leans in.
Right now, on budget, under budget, and ahead of schedule. I doubled the size of it, you dumb person. It's double the size. You are not a smart person.
You are not a smart person. Really, it sounds very, very close to that. Tell us what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Here we go. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
I'll tell you who should be in jury duty. Well, one, Joshua Fowler should be in jury duty. That's one. I forgot about that.
What I do?
Yeah, he just got turned down for jury duty, which I don't understand.
True.
Does this suggest that they don't think you would be a good juror?
This suggests that something in the questionnaire I filled out made them not want me.
Did they ask you about your job? Did they?
Yeah, they asked current employment and previous employment.
Okay.
Which was law firm radio station. So,
did they tell you at all about what the case was about or no?
No, I didn't learn anything about it. They just told me not to bother showing up.
Wait.
Yeah.
So it's just your number didn't get called, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
But you filled out.
Yeah, you can go online and fill it out ahead of time, which I did to increase my chances of being turned down.
Does that work that way?
Apparently.
They just call a range of numbers, right?
Yeah, well, I think by submitting the questionnaire early, they can look over some of the jury pool and decide who they want and don't want ahead of time.
C-Lane is insinuating that you have been too good of a model citizen, Josh. That you did too much work for them. You filled out the form, and you could have just waited.
Yeah, but guess who didn't have to show up to the courthouse at 7 this morning?
Good point. Yeah, that's not a good time.
I'll tell you what is a good time. If you have an accident, well, that part's not great. But after that part, when you line up with the best attorney possible, Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm, that is an awesome thing. It's a good feeling. You feel like you have some power restored. Mo DeWitt is going to help you out and guide your case to the finish line. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. He's the best of the best. We love him. You will too. After an accident, justcallmo.com. All right. Let me work this in because I thought this was interesting that people got in trouble for this. You know, prom is coming up pretty soon. And a little disturbing, but thus far I have not been invited, but I'll look past that if I can.
You want to get invited to prom?
I just would like to be wanted, I will turn it down.
By a prom-aged...
You don't know how old these people are that are going to prom. Is it possible there's some...
You want to be invited by some really dumb girl.
Yeah.
Who is old enough to invite you.
Yes.
But still dumb enough to still be in high school.
Yeah, I'm going to turn it down because obviously, come on. I mean, just be real here. But just
because you're taken.
The idea that somebody would be asking would be nice. I appreciate that. Here's what happened in this particular case. In Chicago, a mother tried a huge over-the-top stunt for her daughter for prom, and it caused a bit of a stir and got a whole bunch of people in trouble. Let me see if you think these people should have been in trouble with the law. Here we go. Let's see what happened.
Chopper stunt for her daughter has sparked a controversy in the south suburbs.
The mother behind it all is the chief of the Markham Park District. She doesn't understand what the fuss is all about. WGN's Patrick Elwood shows you what the fuss is all about.
Any communication between the city and here about the aircraft?
It was intended
What was she drinking there? She got some in her hand. She got some sort of, I don't know if it's a rimmed margarita or not.
Looks
but
like it.
Mom's partying a little bit.
It was intended to be a pre-prom gathering like no other. Here in Markham, at Rosner Park, a park district executive arranged to have a chopper land for a one-of-a-kind prom photo op for her daughter.
Are there any type of FAA regulations or anything like that?
But within moments after the helicopter landed, Markham police intervened.
So all they did was have the helicopter land at the park for your prom photos?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? You're not allowed to have a helicopter land in a place like this?
It doesn't seem like something that's that bad. I don't know what the determination is for where you can and cannot land a helicopter, but I'll tell you that this is super common to land a helicopter in a park like this for other reasons.
Yeah, especially if there's an emergency, but maybe that's the problem.
Emergency, sure, but also they used to, until there was an incident where some parents got confused and complained, they used to use the field out back of the YMCA where I grew up to land helicopters during the Bay Hill / Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Where all the rich golfers were coming in.
Yeah, so the rich golfers would fly in and then come to the YMCA by helicopter and still need to drive a little bit to get to the actual invitational. But I guess you couldn't land helicopters at the Bay Hill, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was completely legal what they did, and then it was just some confusion with parents in a soccer practice that got the YMCA to stop doing that. But I bet they got paid.
But the whole thing is you can either land a helicopter there or you can't. That's it. Like, is it illegal or is it not legal? That's the only thing. And I think they're saying it's not.
Shut it all down. The young lady was able to get some pics, but the flyover that mom arranged was never allowed to happen. And yes, mom, Quintina Brown, says to some it may seem excessive, but to her as a mother, that's exactly what it was supposed to be. An over-the-top, once-in-a-lifetime experience. And if you want to know, she says it cost about $800.
And she was graduating, and this was going to be a memorable experience. I just wanted to be able to provide that for her.
Yeah, so first things first, $800 for prom, that by itself is not crazy. Parents spend way more than that on prom stuff. Way more than that. That's one thing. Number two, I don't even know why they're bothering her. It's like, if this is illegal, then arrest the helicopter pilot. And if something happened bad, then arrest them. But otherwise, what are you doing? They got tickets. Offers issued tickets to both Quintina Brown and the chopper pilot.
Tickets for what?
It doesn't say. The Village of Markham is also considering additional legal options. Despite the citation, there's nothing but appreciation for the prom girl herself. It says, the issue begins and ends with public safety. We want to make sure things are safe. We had no notice, no anything. But it's like, is there a crime or is there not? I wonder what the ticket was for.
So that's my first question is I would like to know what the exact citation was for. A few things that can usually affect whether or not you can land your helicopter. FAA rules say the pilot must be able to land safely without creating hazards.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a big park.
Local laws and park regulations may take effect. Many city and county parks explicitly ban aircraft landings unless authorized. Permission from the landowner/operator. Same thing. For public parks, that usually means the city, county, or parks department. Emergency exceptions would be medical, police, firefighting, and the like. A news helicopter or private helicopter trying to land in a city park for convenience would often need a permit, coordination with local authorities, and sometimes a temporary park closure or security. National parks are even stricter. A lot of national parks or state parks are no-fly zones. But
people are also saying the helicopter pilot would be more to blame than anybody.
I would actually agree with that.
Yeah, that's the person who's saying, yes, I'll do it. They're the one flying it and stuff. All right, give us your thoughts. Chopper pilots, maybe you want to weigh in on this. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Quick break. When we come back, we got the power hour to kick off. More people are watching you. More emails are rolling in. And why a photograph could give away way more of your security than you should be willing to give away. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The 2026 Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival is happening now through May 25th. Learn how to fringe now at orlandofringe.org.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looks like emergency crews have moved that accident off to the shoulder now on Florida's Turnpike northbound before that I-4 exit. Traffic stop and go from that beach line ramp junction. Move over and slow down if you see emergency crews on the roadways there. I-4, the rest of the major roadways, you won't be running into any trouble. But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Gainesville Hospital.
Power Hour is on. Try to be gentle on my voice.
You know, a reverse mortgage could really help you out, but you don't know. And if you don't know about it, that mortgage guy Dom can help you. He'll explain how.
What do we think? Was the mother in the wrong for setting up this chopper to land in a park for her daughter's prom event? Really doesn't seem that bad to me.
So get a quote with no hard credit inquiry by checking out Don's website, thatmortgageguy.com. If you already have a quote, well, the number one mistake people make when getting a mortgage quote is not comparing it. So go to the
Bootsy says, I do enjoy drama. Saying Bootsy enjoys drama is like saying Bootsy enjoys air and water. We all know the queen of the drizzlers, the biggest drama hound in all of Twitch. We all know it. Any beach is a nude beach if you believe in yourself. Mother wrong, pilot wrong. I can't wait until I go on vacation from this place. You're not allowed to go on vacation. Okay? We can't have that. Whole thing was stupid. Cool prom idea. The cops are being Nazi. It seems like such a small issue. Like, anybody get hurt? If there's a crime here, investigate it. Otherwise, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Uh-oh. for you I wanted to ask you. Hang on. I have a question for you. Hang on. Shoot. All right, I'll just try to get it to you the best I can. Another question that's transfixing the internet. I have a job for you. You will make $1,000 a day. Okay? $1,000 a day. Every day you have to come to work and stand in a completely empty white room with no furniture, no clocks, no nothing. You have to stay there from 9 to 5. There is no sound, there is no television, there are no books, there is no work. You just go into a white room and you stand there and you make $1,000 per day. No other coworkers, no one to talk to. You are by yourself, alone in a silent white room from 9 to 5 every day for $1,000 a day. How many days do you last? No Wi-Fi, no devices. You can sit, sure. You can sit. You can sit down on a white chair in the white room. No internet, no phone, no clock, no nothing. You sit into the white room. When 5 p.m. arrives, they come and they get you and they go, hey, your day is done. Here's your $1,000. Show me the money. Can I wear a diaper? No. 14 days and I have all I need. Didn't Mr. Beast do this as a video? I don't know. Oh, we're coming back. How many days would you last? Stand by.
And take back control of your life. In Office Orlando.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Reese Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Back to the best friends you never knew you had. This is the News Junkie.
Being on board. Welcome into the world's most viral newsroom. Try to take it easy on my voice so I don't do too much damage here in the last hour of the show. I got a question for you guys, though. All right? Be honest. Ready?
Fine.
Real question for you. Real question. Okay. Here you go. This is one of these viral questions going around, and I want you to, I'll tell you this, and then we'll kick into the power hour, and you can give me your answer. But here's the question before we kick off the power hour. You get paid $45 an hour
to do nothing. Okay? No loopholes, no nothing. You get paid $45 an hour to do nothing. So for $45 an hour, you must sit in an empty room with white walls and do nothing. You get no entertainment, no access to electronics. Inside the room is a toilet, a sink, a prepackaged meal, and a chair. Nothing else is in the room. You arrive at 6 a.m. every workday and you leave 8 hours later. It's a 5-day-a-week job. Do you accept? They say sleeping is fine. You can eat and use the restroom as that's considered a safety allowance. The chair is just a regular office chair. You may lay down on the floor, and puffy jackets are fine if they stay on your body. $45 an hour, empty room, white walls, nothing else. No entertainment, no cell phone, no clocks, no watches. You go in there and you get $45 an hour. How long could you hold this job down for? That is the question. Think about that for a second while we kick off the Power Hour.
They said it couldn't be done. Then they said,
some girl comes around and she's 15 and I'm like, hey, you got a smoking vagina.
It's time for the Power Hour on the News Junkie.
Timing on that one was bad.
Yeah, not beating those prom allegations.
Yeah. That's the timing on that one was bad. Bad. Context would help.
When would there be a good timing to say that?
John says now it's $45 an hour. I forgot what it was, so I tried to make it up for the stream earlier. I said $1,000 a day, but it's not that much. It's 6 a.m. It's 8-hour day, $45 an hour. So,
$360 a day.
$360 a day. Okay, $360 a day you're making. And you just sit in a white room, white walls, you do nothing. You use no entertainment, no nothing. How long could you last doing this? Not even a day. I mean, what about you guys? I could not.
I think if you you start to treat your life like a night shift worker. So you live the hours outside of there, and then you just sleep the whole 8 hours you're in there.
That was what I came up with. Like, the only way this is feasible is if you find a comfortable way to sleep at this job. And it says you're allowed to sleep. So if you normally should get 8 hours of sleep to be healthy, you go to work at 8 a.m. every day. You sleep the 8 hours, or most of the 8 hours, and then leave, and you stay up all night and enjoy yourself.
This sounds like
time.
Severance. You guys are like severancing this thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sort of.
Kind of.
Hey, $45 an hour is no joke, right? Like, I wouldn't laugh off $45 an hour. It's pretty. That's decent. That's good money. That's a good job. The problem is
$86,000 a year.
Yeah, $86,000 a year is nothing to sneeze at. That's a great living right there. That's good money. The problem is it shows you how much Americans or people in general hate boredom, because boredom is the thing. Because literally this would be, hey, $45 an hour, nothing. You don't do anything. What do I do? What's the job? Nothing. You don't do anything. There is no job. You just sit here and you just wait, and then your job is over. But I think people would rather get $20 an hour and do something that made the time go by faster, honestly.
But there's like a lack of, companionship. You sit in a room, you're in an empty room, white walls, nothing to do in there. Mm-hmm. You have a chair. Do you even have a table?
No table. No, it's a toilet, sink, prepackaged meal.
How do you eat the meal? If
you just gotta wing it, buddy. You gotta grab it. You gotta go for it, and just like that. I'm out. I'm in. See, a couple of people are like, still $45 an hour, $80,000 a year. It sounds like you guys would have to hack this so you'd be sleeping the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just like, otherwise it's creeping boredom, and no one wants to be bored. Do you get health insurance? Sure. Yeah, sure. You get health insurance.
Cool.
Right. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think most people would do this and crumble within a week.
Well, because it's solitary confinement.
Yeah, it is.
You're getting paid to be in solitary confinement. And like, even if you're in prison and you're not in solitary, there's more stuff to do. Almost sounds like prison is better than working here.
It does, prison, Mike. It does. No coleslaw, please. No coleslaw involved. 8 hours sleep the whole time and then take the money, go out and party, says Sun State John. That's the best hack of this. But for $45 an hour, you must sit in an empty room, white walls. You must do nothing. You get no entertainment, no access to electronics. You got a toilet, a sink, a prepackaged meal, and a chair. Nothing else is in the room. No
I have
clock.
a chair.
No phone, no nothing. You arrive at 6 a.m., you leave 8 hours later. It's a 5-day-a-week job. Do you accept? Let us know what you think. Send your dispatches at thenewsjunkie.com. That reminds me, did I save this clip? There was a clip I had. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I had a clip of this guy who was going viral because he had a job interview, and he said they asked him the famous question, which is like, what is your biggest shortcoming? Like, you know, what's the thing you're the worst at when they ask you this? Yeah, like, I'm just too hard of a worker. I they said they asked him this, and he said he didn't have a good answer for it. I don't think his answer was that bad, though. Here he is. Hold on. There it is.
Just bombed the job interview. I knew the question was coming. They always ask it.
I like the music.
What's your biggest week?
Yeah, like I get they put the Office music in the background.
I blacked out.
What's your biggest weakness?
Brain went numb. Didn't say, delegation. Have a problem delegating because I want to make sure that it gets done right.
That's a good answer, by the way. I kind of like that.
answer.
Yeah, like, what's your biggest weakness? Well, I'm not good at delegating these things to somebody else because I want to make sure I can have my hands in it and that it will go the way that I want it to.
I'm not good at working hard. Damn it. No,
that's not it. Not it. He went a different direction.
Nothing like that. Nothing standard. Know what I said? Oreos. I said Oreos were my biggest weakness.
True.
I don't hate that either.
I'll eat them until the milk's gone. However much milk's in my cup, I'll eat Oreos. Could be 2, could be 12. Your boy's still looking for a job.
Still looking for a gig. Yep. Still looking for a gig. I don't know what to tell you, but I think that's a fine answer. I'd still hire you, sir.
Interviewer has no sense of humor if they don't.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. The problem is on them, not on you. Speaking
Surprised
of you,
the interviewer
let's
doesn't go like, okay, but like, what's your biggest weakness in the workplace?
Still Oreos.
Yeah. Or it could be Oreos across the board. I think that's a fair answer. I like it. Some of these things are so dumb. Well, they go like, you're shrunk down to 2 inches high, and you're stuck in a blender. How do you get out? And all these things that they ask you in these interviews. Everybody will ask you that, like, what's your biggest weakness? There's lots of different answers to that. I realize that this is from the movie The Internship, but yes, but there are a lot of different answers to that. I think his answer was plenty fine.
I had one where they go, a penguin walks into this room right now, and he says one thing. What does he say? And I was so caught off guard by the question, I couldn't come up with a single thing. And then afterwards, he's like, you could have said the penguin says, hire Josh right here on the spot. I'm like, what kind of fantasy world?
How are you supposed to know that?
A stupid question.
What job were you applying for?
Lead lifeguard.
Okay. Well, hold on. You got that job, didn't you?
No, not that one.
Okay. So you're going for a lifeguard job, Josh. And then when they come in, they say, if a penguin walked into this room right now,
what would he say?
What would he say? Is there a perfect answer? Is it to say hire Josh for the job?
Pretty
That's the
much.
perfect answer? Okay. I've never heard of that before. Job interview, penguin walked in room.
I'm trying to think what I would say. It's warm in here? It's a little too warm.
My brain was stuck on the hurdle of penguins can't talk.
Yeah, I mean, I think, but they say it's a classic out-of-the-box behavioral question designed to test your situational awareness, quick thinking, and sense of humor. The funny thing is they're probably like, this guy's not funny at all. It's Josh Fowler guy.
This guy sucks.
He doesn't even know what he would do if a penguin walked in the room.
Stinkman here.
Let's see what we got from you. We got your dispatches rolling in, and let's see what you have on your mind. Here's Johnny Blaze talking about these fast food establishments and things that have happened that are gross at your work. Here we go.
I got another one also. Also, when I was living in Daytona, working at a McDonald's on the beach side that's no longer there.
Yeah.
We used to have a lady that worked at the front counter that if the customers were rude or rude in drive-thru, she yelled back, I need a Big Mac stats. And we all knew when she said stats, that meant the customer was being a dick and do something to the food.
Oh, no.
So sometimes we'll take the frozen patty burger and play hockey with it on the floor.
Oh.
And then spit on the burger when we get ready to serve it.
You're ruining everything for me.
And then watch them eat it. It's awesome.
Again, of course, watch them eat it. Just watch them eat it is the thing they all have in common after these people hijacked somebody else's food.
In a drive-through situation, you can't really watch them eat it. I wonder if any of these people who have ever messed with their customers' food like this, like this guy's being a real dick. We're gonna mess with his food. I'm gonna throw his burger patty down my underpants for just a little bit before I throw it on the grill. And then they go watch him eat it. I'm sure that somewhere in the universe they've watched that person who was a total dick to them take that burger and give it to their 8-year-old daughter, a sweet young girl who wouldn't hurt a fly, innocent, not a part of this at all.
Little pigtails.
And then what do? You can't do anything. You can't say stop. No.
Why should I stop? You served me this food. I'm just letting my daughter have a bite.
Well, my balls have been on that burger, sir.
We forgot the pickles.
So you're saying the best way to test your food at a fast food establishment is to give it to Jackson. Jackson. And if they won't stop that, then there you go. Last one for now. Here's Guitar Slinger.
I was once working a live music venue, and I was there for several years, and they pulled me out because the boss had a buddy of his who wanted the job. So before I left, I replaced all the slow blow fuses on the power amp section in-house with lower rated regular fuses. And on a Saturday night when the place was packed and it cranked up, they blew all the power amps.
Oh, no.
That's great.
Of course, my phone lit up that night, but seeing as I didn't work there anymore, I didn't feel I should have to answer it. Too bad. Revenge is a dish best served cold.
Oh, no. So all I'm picturing is like we're halfway there. Whoa. And then all the power goes out and
oh, bye.
Yep. Yeah. Just shut down the party. Yep. But don't do that to me. Don't. I'm getting to the point in the studio where you cut off the lights, but there's so many screens that I'm still lit up. I can't hide. I'm still lit up in the studio there. Okay. Quick break. When we come back, they're spying on you. I'll explain what's going on. And there's something you might be doing in photographs that could be giving scammers, well, a very valuable security tool. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
Hello, Dull Mike here. What's happening? What's going on? I thought Guitar Slinger's story was going in a more diabolical direction. Now, what he did, hilarious. And I wonder if legally actionable. You'd have to think that if the venue lost money because of that, because of something he deliberately did, even though it may not have been illegal, I don't know. Or if they could even trace it back to him, but, I mean, if anybody that works there remembers that story, they might. I thought it was going to be different. This is how dark I went. I thought he was going to say he replaced the fuses with higher rated fuses, which is a much slower roll, slower burn, but could absolutely be devastating in the event of an electrical overload. We're talking fire, really bad stuff could happen. But I don't know why I went to why I went there automatically. How's everybody doing? What's up, YouTube? Is Twitch even here? All I see is YouTubers. Crazy Drunk Cat Lady, Cyclone Ranger, Heavy Metal Cowboy. What's going on? I did not put any hamburgers down my pants, Night Nurse. I've never. There you go, Bootsy. I have never worked in a situation where I serve people food, save for like one day. Big Doug Millionaire. No, you're not banned. I just did. Everybody was being quiet in Twitch. Everybody was. Yeah. What's up, Matty D? Hello, sir. Das Hefe. What's happening? You have jobs unlike YouTube? Wow. Shots fired. Shots fired. No, I've never, aside from like a charity event or something like that, or, I've never served anybody food or drinks. One or two charity events, guest bartend. They didn't care how we counted those. They were very strong. $45 an hour to sit and do nothing with no entertainment would drive me bat-ass crazy. Couldn't do it. Wouldn't be prudent. TNJ Chat 2.0 is where the real fire is at. I can sort of see it. I see some of them. I have to look really closely or zoom in on the screen. I see Stepha P there, Abraham Dragon Friend, E Fresh Rocks. This guy. Insecure Walrus says the new person who took over should have checked all the amps to make sure they were in good working order when they started the job. Now, you know what? Not the worst idea in the world. Although you probably thought you were pretty set up when your friend just booted some guy to give you the job. Maybe you should have thought better about that. I only have this job because I convinced some friend of mine to boot some other guy who was doing a perfectly good job at it. Maybe that would have been the better move to say, hey, just in case there was any sabotage. If I could do the white room job and my current job at the same time, I'd be out of debt pretty quick. Well, all right. Okay. Somebody did more correct math on that. It ended up being like $93,000 a year. I think I was short a couple weeks. Yeah. Well, it's not a side gig if you have to be there from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. Yes, you're allowed to sleep in the white room. Megan, nice meeting you the other day. You're allowed to sleep in the white room. I can't goon in the room for 8 hours just based on my creativity. You don't have a phone, no electronics, no form of entertainment. I think that's the point. I think that's where they're trying to really. You underestimate the gooners in here. Well, I guess I do. I guess I do. Chaos Imp, I have an imaginary mind. Yeah, 8 hours a day, no one can bother me. I couldn't do 8 hours of doing nothing. It's like those people who raw dog airplane flights, who just sit there and stare at the seat back of the person in front of them, and then don't watch TV, don't open a laptop, don't open a book, no nothing, no earbuds. Not for me. Keyboard is Bills, y'all. We're coming back.
The podcast company of the year. For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
Here we roll through a Wednesday together. Thank you for hanging out with us. Learn more about the show. Go over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com. Taking it easy here on the backside of the show, as it were. Trying to be easy on my voice so I don't shred it too much so that I can heal up a little bit for tomorrow and then Friday. That's the ideal situation here.
Should we make you some hot toddies for secret shows tomorrow?
Ooh, maybe. I might need that. Speaking of hot toddies, a teacher has been arrested, yet another teacher, and this is for having sex with a student in the classroom. And this one was a teacher who admitted this to her husband. I have some of her in the courtroom. Let's see if we learn anything from this, but I'll tell you the story if the judge doesn't tell us what's going on here. But
court documents say 25-year-old Mackenzie Knott was arrested on Sunday after her husband found out she cheated on him with a 16-year-old student.
Okay, so here's our teacher, Mackenzie. She cheated on her husband with a 16-year-old student, then told her husband, absolutely based husband. In the world where all of these husbands of teachers who cheat, there's so many of them that stick around. Like, babe, I'll stand by your side through this. I mean, absolutely based to just pick up the phone and call the cops and be like, see you later, bitch.
Is that what happened? He ratted her out?
He told the police. He ratted her out.
He already wasn't happy.
Yeah,
he already wasn't happy.
I mean, the way this went down, though, what she did, I don't know if she was drunk or what, but listen.
Her husband found out she cheated on him with a 16-year-old student.
I have reviewed that document, and I agree that there is probable cause for the offense.
Probable cause.
According to court documents, Knott teaches first grade at St. John Elementary School, and the victim is a student at St. John Endicott High School. She's been charged with sexual misconduct with a minor. The school district says in a statement that they are aware of allegations involving a district employee and that the employee has been placed on leave. The district also says it is cooperating with authorities and will be conducting its own internal investigation as well. A Whitman County judge issued a restraining order, meaning Knott is prohibited from returning to work until Wednesday's deadline for the state to file charges or Friday's arraignment hearing.
Okay, so she's been arrested. They brought her into the courtroom. She's in the oranges, the orange outfit from jail. Mackenzie Knott, a teacher in Washington, was reportedly friends with this 16-year-old boy's family. She is 25 years old. He is 16 years old. She allegedly pressured the teen to meet up with her in the middle of the night. She was being flirty with the teen and Snapchat messages while her husband was asleep in her house. So, husband's sleeping. She is Snapchatting with a 16-year-old, this 25-year-old woman, and she's being flirty with him. And then she says, hey, come pick me up. How about that? A 16-year-old coming to pick you up. Come pick me up from my house. It's 2 a.m. All right? They then drove to a location, and she had sex with this 16-year-old in the bed of the truck they were in. Court documents say Knott's husband reportedly found evidence on her phone. How are we allowed to do this?
Man.
Not. Then pressured the teen to pick her up from home around 2 a.m. They drove to a location. They had sex in the bed of the truck. Court documents say Knott's husband reportedly found evidence on her phone that allegedly showed she had sexual contact with a 16-year-old boy. The husband, who had been married to her for 4 years, provided evidence of the alleged crime to the police. Knott
4 years.
Has reportedly been a teacher at St. John Endicott Cooperative School since 2025. She was charged with first-degree felony sexual misconduct with a minor. That's what she was.
Astericking out sexual, too, huh?
Yep. Yeah, I don't want to get the algorithm to down you there. I mean, Jesus. So, like, her husband's sleeping, and Mackenzie Knott.
Oh, you closed the thing. I thought you were done reading.
Mackenzie Knott goes, I'll text with a 16-year-old. I'll have him pick me up. She has sex with him in the back of the truck and films herself performing sexual acts on the 16-year-old, and then comes back and either admits it to her husband. It says she admitted to her husband, but her husband must have found the videos on her phone, the evidence. Like, well, who the hell is this? It's like this child you're with right now. What the hell's going on here? Unbelievable. How many stories do we need like this? There's piles and piles and piles of stories like this. 25 years old. They're usually 20s to 30s or so.
It even said
with some like 16-year-old.
You know, the two allegedly had sex, and she told the boy not to tell anyone amid fears she could be busted. So it's like, not only are they doing it, they know they're probably going to get in trouble for it.
Yeah, man, that's something. All right, well, I've got to try to move fast here. I'm going to try to work in as much as we can, but we don't have a lot of time. I told you something you're doing in your photographs could be ruining your security. Here's the story. Security researchers say peace signs in photographs should be faded out. It should be a thing of the past. If you have a peace sign that you're doing in a photograph, you should go in and censor it out, they say. Like people censor out their kids and stuff. If you're using a peace sign in a photograph, cameras are now at the level, and photographs online are at the level, that with your peace sign, they can get 2 of your most valuable fingerprints from these photographs with relative ease. At close range, if you're less than 10 feet, there's a very high probability of a full extraction fingerprint from a single image. At distances up to 3 meters, about half of a person's fingerprint data can still be recovered. People can use photo editing software and AI enhancement to sharpen the fingerprints that appear blurry to the naked eye. Then they could turn those into biometric data and get access to your accounts if need be.
Crazy.
They can 3D print fingertips that match yours to be able to print them on some sort of material that they can then use to open things that require your fingers.
I just took a picture of my fingers, and it's blurry as all hell.
Nothing? You got nothing out of it?
No.
Let me see. What's you got to go further away, maybe.
Why do
Did
I
you
have to go
close?
further away? I should be closer.
You went too close.
Oh, I got your data now.
That's perfect. We got it. It's on the system now. We have your fingerprints.
I'm a Face ID guy now, though.
What a sucker. The other thing I have for you is added to the Walgreens and Walmart list. Lowe's and Home Depot are admitting they are going to start spying on you using those license plate readers in their parking lots in an effort to boost safety at those particular locations. Home Depot and Lowe's saying they're also going to start spying on their customers, scanning license plates in the parking lot. All right, when we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Music Weekends, a classic alternative. Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hello. All right, it's time to rate the show. Rate the show for a Wednesday. And I'm going to try and pick a chatter of the day. I hope I don't double it up again. It's ruining everything. They already have the ALPRs, the automated license plate readers at Lowe's and Home Depot. I don't see, unless they're actually getting the information of who owns the car, unless we're getting that information, I don't see what the privacy issue is. It's just like if you had somebody out there writing down every license plate number. Like, are they getting the information from your license plate number about who you are? I don't. That doesn't seem like the greatest idea, but they're, Anybody who knows how those flock cameras work. Your wife knows when you're out at Lowe's spending money again. Well, yeah, usually my wife knows because I just use her card. It's like, this one, you're the one that sent me here to get these rugs. To get a bunch of rugs. Yeah, the flock cameras, the ALPRs. Cyclone Ranger, that's close enough to perfect. You know, a gas station would round that up to perfect. That's what I think. Eight and a half, 9 out of 10. Nuts. I think that husband was already not pleased. Thought it was illegal to read others' license plates unless you're a law enforcement officer. Well, I just think you don't get access to the information unless you're a law enforcement officer. You can read all the license plates you want. I can sit on a chair on the corner and write down every license plate number that I see, or alternatively program a camera to do that. That doesn't seem illegal. It also doesn't even seem like that much of an invasion of privacy. They would just know if I'm there a lot, or I would know which one I write down a lot. Oh, that person always drives by here at 4 p.m. right on the dot. Hard to tell. Mo list? Yeah, I'll put it on the Mo list. I put something else on the Mo list today, which we may bring up even before Mo gets here on Friday. But I pulled up to the Wawa this morning. I get out of the car, and as I'm stepping down out of the truck, I look at the car next to me, and the dude has got an impressive bong just right there on the floorboard, right and in full view, driving around with his bong. And I'm like, this seems like something that could get you in trouble real fast. Bong, impressive bong, with a B as in boy. A water pipe. Something that could clearly be paraphernalia, I would think. All right. I wrote down the license plate thing for the Mo list. But also we're going to talk about the bong. It was a bong. I'm not saying it weird. It's a bong. You know what? Just for that, nobody gets chatter of the day. Chatter of the day is me. Congratulations, me. All right. 30 seconds. Let's land this thing.
Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Choose one of Wendy's new Biggie Deals. At $4, $6, and $8, pick one of the new Biggie Deals you're craving. For a pretty biggie deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
Stories that didn't make the cut. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. Let's see what I got to pay off on the way out here. A couple of things as we wrap up. What do we got before we say goodbye to you? Oh, one, there was gunfire in the Senate in the Philippines. Chaos breaking out. Shots ringing out. Let's see what happened. Here's a moment. Whoa. Well, that's bad. That's a lot of gunfire.
A lot of people just staying where they are.
Yeah. Everybody's backing around the corner. I mean, that was a lot of shots. What's going on down here? Okay, you see everything knocked over. I got to get some more details on
All the
this.
people with guns don't seem to be doing a lot.
No, they were just kind of waiting. Okay, is this closer to where it happened? It happened somewhere with cameras all around, all over the place. So let me just bring up a story to get the latest here. This happened in the Philippine Senate, and it says they were trying to get an arrest on somebody. Gunshots fired in a standoff at the Philippine Senate over the ICC, that's International Criminal Court. Gunshots broke out in chaotic scenes at the Senate on Wednesday when troops had been deployed after a politician wanted by the International Criminal Court urged supporters to mobilize and thwart his imminent arrest.
Whoa.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. called for calm and said no government personnel were involved in the incident. All those shots fired up, and I guess nobody got shot. Senator Ronald De La Rosa, a 64-year-old former police chief and the main enforcer of ex-Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte's bloody war on drugs, had hours earlier urged people to turn out to block his arrest and hand over to the ICC. Marcos said no instruction had been given to apprehend him. Yeah, so I know it looks like they fired off all those shots, but nothing ended up happening. Very interesting, very scary, and like you guys said, a lot of people did not seem to do too much about it. Don't know what to make of this, but April 20th, 2019, that's when this was posted, April 20th, 2019. Some of you guys are all right. Don't be alive on May 15th, 2026, when I set off the global pandemic, which shall come to be referred to by the struggling, tormented survivors as the event. All right? I don't know. This person says May 15th, 2026, they are going to set off this global pandemic. This was posted about, 6 years ago.
This was before COVID was popular.
Yeah, it was. Yep, it was a year before COVID. They had posted that, and now it's going viral once more. And the last one I wanted to share with you, I think, was a Chinese soldier is going viral for holding steady as Air Force One landed in China. And I guess they said, I don't know how this person was standing here. It's unbearable. The other guy got sucked into the engine. I don't know that I want to be that close.
No. Pretty impressive.
He's just standing perfectly still as U.S. Air Force One moves by him. Oh boy, that's too close. I know that's like a distance thing. I think.
Yeah, it's like a perspective trick.
It's two things. It's obviously the perspective, although he's pretty close to the aircraft, but also the one that got sucked into the Frontier plane. Mm-hmm. That plane had its engine at full power because it was taking off. So those jets were moving quite a bit faster and sucking quite a bit more air and other things into them.
If a plane, let's say a 747, is at full power, right, full force, and it is like the Frontier plane was, how far away do you think you could be and get sucked into the plane?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't know how far that would be, but I bet it's more than you would think. Let me ask TNJ. Hang on, let me fire this up. How do I ask this?
The way you just asked it. If a 747,
if a 747 has its engines revved up to full speed, and there's a person nearby, how far away could the person be and still be sucked completely into the jet engine?
That's a pretty intense scenario. Jet engines can create a powerful suction, but safety guidelines keep people well clear. You're talking a few yards for serious danger, like maybe within 20 feet, depending on the engine's thrust.
All right.
But airports have strict rules to keep ground crews much further back. If you're worried about something like this, it's best to trust the aviation pros. They know how to keep folks safe.
Okay, all right. I'll trust them for now.
20 feet.
20 feet ish. Yeah, 20 feet back, you'd be all right, maybe, but don't go any closer. He was pretty close, that guy. And maybe
pretty close to what? Air Force One?
Air Force One, yeah.
Which would be up.
What a shocker, what a surprise. It's a tough story as long as it flies. This next clip is wild and insane, and as you might have guessed, we're back on a plane.
I can't say the words I want to say to you, but I want you to feel them. Just ready? Okay.
Whoa, why would you say that?
Is it dirty in here? Do I need to vacuum?
No.
No,
okay.
You need me to vacuum. Okay.
I think it's clear.
Vacuum.
I think it's pretty clear what I'm trying to get across right now. All right? That's how I feel about that, ending the show today.
Martha Vacker.
No, that's not. You know what I said. You know what happened there. It's time to get the hell out of here. Let's sweep up and get out the way because it's
See,
time
I told
to
you needed me to vacuum. You're sweeping up.
True. Today I learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
I didn't say thank you, chat. All right? There wasn't thank you. I just want that to be clear out there. Today I Learned for a Wednesday, May 13th, 2026. Today I learned one of the actresses in this show right here.
Grey's Anatomy?
That's right. Grey's Anatomy. Katherine Heigl won an Emmy for an outstanding supporting actress role in a drama for her role on Grey's Anatomy. But in 2008, the very next year, she removed herself from Emmy consideration because she said the show wasn't good enough that year. And that led to a fight behind the scenes that led to her leaving the show forever. That led to people saying she was a bitch. That led to no more directors wanting to hire her for movies. That led to, well, now her career being kind of pretty dead in the water. Not a good year in 2008 for Katherine Heigl. Today, Lincoln is the only American president to have a patent. He had a patent, Lincoln did. Abraham Lincoln was a good old man. Jumped through the window with his, if it was for an, I can't sing the rest of that either. The patent that he had was for an adjustable chamber to lift ships in the water. Very impressive. His successful patent application led to his drafting and delivering 2 lectures on the subject of patents while he was president. Must have been exciting to hear in person.
Not one of his more famous addresses.
80, and yeah, that one was more remembered, I think. All right, what else do we have here? Today I learned an actor from this.
Baywatch?
That's right, Baywatch. Baywatch actor Michael Newman was a real lifeguard in real life, just like Joshua Fowler.
Yay.
He worked as a full-time firefighter while filming the show. Lead actor David Hasselhoff credited him with saving his life on set on Baywatch for realsies at least 4 times. In his defense, though, David Hasselhoff was a real raging alcoholic, so it was easy to find those moments. Finally, today I learned this band right here. Nirvana's correct. They had a problem. There was a band in the 1960s also named Nirvana. How about that? They tried to sue the 90s Nirvana band for having the same name as them. They wanted
Kurt got
to
so depressed that he... Oh, sorry.
Kind of. They wanted to cover a Nirvana song after that, but the project was scrapped due to Kurt Cobain's death, which just so happened to be after. They finally caught on to me. Thank you so much for hanging out. We do appreciate it. Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
Great job. There he goes. We'll see you tomorrow at the same time, same place. Miss any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you Thursday.